Good morning, good morning. Let me kill the intro. Let's get rid of this intro. Let me get on the screen. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? All right, we looking good. We got a late start, but we still gonna get to it. James Woodard, good morning. How you feeling, man? Latika, good morning. How you feeling?
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
How are y'all feeling? Zedric, good morning. What's going on? How you feeling? Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to y'all as well. Good morning, Maya. Daisha, good morning. Happy New Year. Zedric says, listening to Tommy's press conference yesterday, and I get the feeling some of the coaching staff is staying. He didn't sound like someone who's out the door. There's been this push lately that Tommy Rees is going to stay. I think we can get better than Tommy Rees, but, you know, the Browns gone brown. You know what I'm saying? The Browns gone brown. Tessa, good morning. How you feeling? The Browns gone brown. So let me let y'all know what's going on. A little late start today. Miss Sparks, good morning. Happy New Year. CL7111, good morning. Happy New Year. Daisha says she'll take Tommy, but Kevin has to go. Kevin got to go. I don't know about Tommy. Tommy, I'm still on the fence. If you just ask me right away, what I first think about Tommy will have to go. If it was me, Tommy will have to go. Let me adjust this slightly. He could take his playbook with him. Yeah, the playbook got to go. Wet 11s, good morning. Happy New Year. So just to let y'all know what's going on this morning, we wake up every day and we just expect things to work. So I woke up today, prepping for the show, doing some things I normally do in the morning before, I start a show, and the internet is out. I'm like, dang. We forget how we rely on the internet for so many things. We rely on the internet just to be on our phone when we at the house. If you do anything like work from home, you rely on the internet. So I'm in this thing like MacGyver, like, dang, I got to figure out a way. So I'm like, do I cancel the show? No, can't cancel the show. The show got to go on. Do I push the show back? Let me push the show back. But on my phone, I couldn't edit the start time. So I got a little Jimmy Rig situation going on. I have my cell phone, my normal cell phone, and I'm using the hotspot from there to run the stream. So they're going to be some things that I wasn't able to pull up. Like for some reason, ESPN is loaded really slow. So I won't be able to pull up ESPN, but we'll still go over some games yesterday. Like Tessa was saying, college football playoff got you looking at some people sideways. They looking funny in the light, as I've said previously. We still gonna get to it. Detroit Gemini asked me a good question the other day before my stream got sniped about Offensive Rookie of the Year. We gonna get to it. Of course, we got some motivation. We not gonna skip that. And then we got some Cleveland Browns talk. So y'all know we're gonna still have a great show. Just going to be a slightly different flow to it. Slightly different flow. R Jizzle, good morning. How you feeling? Kevin, Bubba, Chad O'Shea needs to be on the chopping block at the minimum. For real, they got to go fast. They have to go fast. They need to go. I have a feeling Stefanski is going to be here. Wet 11s, I hope that feeling is wrong. Kevin got to go. He got to go.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
If Kevin goes, so should Reese. It would be different if he came out and brought something exceptional to the O-line, but he hasn't. He gets one more opportunity this week. Yeah, I'm not a person that's sold on Tommy Not at all. I'm not a person that's sold on him. He hasn't been able to take advantage of receiver matchups. He is putting some new wrinkles in there, but when you open up the whole playbook, you can go deep, you can go, throw a short. You got all these options, and it doesn't look that different from an output standpoint. Then, and also he falls into the same trap that Kevin Stefanski does with being able to make adjustments in the second half of games. It looks like Kevin Stefanski's offense. So, those are my takes on Tommy. College football was crazy yesterday. So I thought the best game was going to be Alabama, Indiana. That wasn't the best game. The best game was Ole Miss and Georgia. And I'm so surprised by Ole Miss because normally you get that one, when your coach leaves or a coach get fired, you get that one bump where you play a whole lot better. They just look like the better team than Georgia, and they made better decisions in the moment than Georgia's head coach did. So I was real excited with that game. Watched the whole thing. I think Reese has run his Stefanski playbook. Some of it is his, but he's introducing new concepts, but they haven't had enough time to try them out to see if they work. That Ole Miss Georgia game was good. Maya, for real, that was a good game. Alabama looks like JMU yesterday. Alabama is not the old Alabama. It's not the Alabama that we've seen over the last 20 years. This Alabama team was pushed around. They were beat up. They were bullied. And y'all see what it is about Ty Simpson. I told y'all, these quarterbacks going to look funny in the light. They saying Ty Simpson need to go back to school. He got some good stuff on tape. He needs to see more. Ty Simpson is a perfect example of a quarterback. When you are playing inferior competition, you look well. As soon as you get on a level playing field, you don't look as good. You don't look as good. You don't look as good at all. So that's the Ty Simpson. C. Brown Run. Good morning. How you feeling? Haslam looks like he likes you. He could be convinced to let Stefanski say, I hope not. I hope not. Please let Stanky and Ranky go. They are a team. Tommy said he came here to coach under Kevin. I'm interested if Tommy has a playbook. He's a former quarterback, so I will hope for excitement if he stays. It would just be weird because then if we get rid of the head coach and we're going to get the next head coach to come in, we're going to say, this is your offensive coordinator, this is your defensive coordinator, and you get to change the special teams coach. That's not appealing. That's not appealing to anybody. So sounds like they're going to let Shedeur play more freely, though. We shall see. Cedric, I think he can definitely play more freely in this game against Cincinnati because they don't have a good defense. So you can try some things and do more. Chambliss with 13 straight completions is crazy. He was balling. Another thing, all these quarterbacks run backwards to extend play, so I don't want to hear that no more. Everybody ran backwards yesterday. That's one thing. Another thing, the throw that he made at the end of the game when everybody thought it was going to go into overtime, him making that throw to get them in the field goal range, oh my goodness. Man, that's what legends are made of. That Ole Miss Georgia game was why we watch college football. Now I'm a GA fan, but hats off to Ole Miss. Yeah, that's it. You just got to tip your cap to him. You remember when we were going over potential QBs and I mentioned Trinidad, he's going to be the new wave to follow. I do. What year is he? What year is Trinidad Chambliss? What year is he? What year is he? That would be my question. I kept saying that they should have let Notre Dame in the college football playoff and left Alabama at home. Yeah, they would have been way more competitive. Alabama just got stumped. It was crazy. It was disappointing. GA lost for me, but I wasn't disappointed in those young men. They played their heart out, but I love it when a superstar emerges like Chambliss. That's a fact. Shanithia, what's going on? How you feeling?
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
What is going on? Yeah, Zedric, so you see it. It would be weird if you bring in a new head coach, but this is your this is your coordinators, your main coordinators. So I just think that you're not giving a new coach a fair opportunity to run this stuff. All right. Harris from Sports says he's a sophomore. I'm not sure. I can't use my ESPN like I normally do. So Browns may want to look at hiring Cody Kessler for QB coach. That dude is so detailed when breaking down Shedeur's game, not to mention fair. Cody Kessler is extremely fair. He also watches the film. When you look at people who actually watch the film and who are coming into this thing, to be honest, they look totally different when they break down film than the people who are doing it for clicks. He won D2 championship last year. Isn't Chambliss petitioning for another year? I haven't looked much into Chambliss, but I'm just curious. I'm curious what year. This is year 5, I think. Yeah, is it right? Year 5 for him. Okay. And somebody else said he was petitioning for another year. Yeah, y'all got to bring me up to speed on him. Y'all got to bring me up to speed on him. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I wasn't watching Ole Miss this year, unless they were playing a team with a quarterback that I was watching. If I wasn't breaking down film on the quarterback, I couldn't add no more no other games, teams, or anything. So I just couldn't add it. I couldn't add it. Chase Daniels is being fair now. Wet 11s. I like that last words you put. He's being fair now. Because he was not being fair early on. He was saying Shedeur was not going to make the team when he was on TV. It's funny seeing all these analysts switch up this morning concerning college football. Chambliss is petitioning is still up in the air, which is unfortunate since the portal closes soon. They have to figure out this portal situation. The portal situation should not open until after the bowl game season. National championship happens, that thing should open the very next day. It should not be. This stuff shouldn't be going on right now. You got coaches not coaching teams. You got coaches about to leave. Something that killed my Ohio State Buckeyes is Ryan Day is calling the plays instead of Brian Hartline, who's going to be a head coach somewhere else. It's crazy. It's all over the place. I watched a couple games and watched the Arkansas game. I'm surprised people are just recognizing he is talented. From what I remember from Chambliss, I just remember seeing him. I'm trying to think which game it was and who they were playing. They might have been playing LSU, and I just thought, okay, he's good. I like the way he can move. I like his athleticism. So that's what I remember just off the top of my head, but I didn't put a deep dive in. Selma Fudd, what's going on? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, Selma Fudd, they got me. They got me the other day. They got me. They took your boy out. They sniped me, and they said it was a community guidelines. It ended up being a warning. They took it down. They took the stream down. They said it could be audio or video. So I think that because I show what ESPN shows, I think they assume, or the algorithm or the AI thought that I was actually playing the game when I wasn't. So yeah, they got your boy the other day. It's only a warning, so it's not terrible. But it is a warning. It is a warning. Yeah, they got me. They got me. Him and Acho sitting there together, shaking my head. For real, Latika. For real. Ohio State players leaving 1 hour after the game was crazy. Yeah. Brian Hartline is the reason why a lot of those guys end up there. They make the offense look so well. It makes you wonder about Ryan Day, man. It makes you wonder about Ryan Day. Makes you wonder. Chambliss is who CU coaches thought Salter was, in my opinion. For real. Because Salter was not the guy. I heard on ESPN this morning that Kiffin wants those coaches going to LSU not to coach the next Ole Miss game. That's weird. That's weird. So the whole situation is weird. So they didn't allow Lane Kiffin to still coach Ole Miss, but they're going to allow some of his coaches that are going to LSU to coach Ole Miss, which they should have either let Lane Kiffin and everybody coach, or they should have let nobody coach. Because now you pulling them, you want guys to talk to guys in the transfer portal. It's a mess. All this needs to happen after it's done. After it's done. Miss Sparks, yeah, that was so strange. Yeah, they got me. They got your boy the other day. They took me out. They said, hey, what you got going on here? They got me, but it's okay. We back. We back. I think they giving Shedeur the keys for 2026. Yeah, I think part of it is they don't really have a choice. So Detroit Gemini sent me something. Detroit Gemini sent me something with Mary Kay. Mary Kay is changing her tune on Shedeur as well. So I think they realize that it's one quarterback coming out. 2 will be drafted early, but it's only one that's going to be worth it. It's going to be Fernando Mendoza. I don't want Fernando Mendoza. He's going to the Raiders. And the other one, Dante Moore, looked like he never seen a blitz before. So it's slim pickings at the top. Slim pickings at the top. Yeah, it was towards the end of you reviewing college QBs because Simmons started the first few games for Ole Miss. Okay, bet. Yeah, because Zedric, you was here the whole time. It got to the point I was like, I can't keep watching. I can't watch like 20 hours worth of football games on the weekend for this output from these guys. I'm like, I can't do it. Key Mathis, what's going on? How you feeling? How you feeling? Happy New Year to you. I knew something was off about Ohio State. Yes, Ryan Day was calling the plays. He hasn't done it in a while. Chip Kelly called plays last year. Brian Hartline has called plays this year. So it took a very long time for him to get a feel for the game. It took him a half a game to get a feel for the game, and it slowed them down in the first half offensively, and they couldn't really do anything to the second half. And then the clock is on the other team's side. So just a bad spot for him. Bad spot. Wow, that's messed up. Kiffin is doing that. Now the players got to go in with that tension. Yeah, it's a messed up situation. It's a messed up situation. Why didn't Kiffin just announce at the end of the season to get an early start on recruiting? So you let people know where you're going to be as soon as possible so you get that early jump on recruiting. That's what that is. Ms. Brown, how you doing? Happy New Year. Ohio State getting Cortez Hankin, and that might be a game changer. Ohio State needs it. And I hope Ohio State is not running it back with Ryan Day calling plays. I'll tell you, I hope not. I hope not. Detroit Gemini, Happy New Year. What's going on? Moore will sit at least half the season next year if he comes out, unless he's with a good QB coach, which is doubtful. Yeah. You got to look at your options because people just assume, man, they're going to come out. They're going to come out because they're going to be a high pick. If I'm looking at, I'll probably end up on the Jets. Man, I might just go back to Oregon, to be honest with you. I might just go back to Oregon, man. Nobody wants to end up on the Jets. So, you know you're not going to be put in a good situation. You have a coach who is in year 2, who hopefully he makes it to year 2 because they're saying Aaron Glenn is on the hot seat. You're going to be put into the fire. And Dante Moore needs to see more football. If you watch that Oregon-Texas Tech game and you believe Dante Moore is the reason why they won that game, we can't talk about football anymore. Oregon's defense, specifically one player, I think his name is Finney Jr., number 4. He dominated that game on defense. Texas Tech quarterback going into the game, oh man, he's so calm under pressure. He makes great decisions. He melted right before our eyes. And Dante Moore seemed like he never seen a blitz. He looked like he never seen a blitz. So if he didn't know when to slide, when to try to run guys over, Dante Moore took some big hits in that game that he didn't need to take. So this is just a guy who needs to play more football. And this is not even, do you want Dante Moore or Shedeur? No, if you are looking out for the best interest of Dante Moore, you're telling him, go back to school. The Jets will need you to start next year, and you will not be ready. You need to go back to school. He needs to do what Ty Simpson is doing. Go back to school. That's what they need to do. This is not an ideal situation for Dante Moore to come out. If you think you can't replicate what you did this year, then you come out and you run to a bad situation. But if people cared about you, was close to you, they would say, you don't want to go to the Jets. Come back. They would say, come back. Come back. 2026 is where Shedeur needs to solidify himself. What record do you think he needs to have? Just double whatever the wins were the previous year. So, nah, that's a lie. If the Browns would have won 3 this year, I would say you need to double at 6. If they would have won 4, I would say you need to double at 8. But if they between 7 and 10 wins, you more than solidified as a starting quarterback the next year, wet 11s. It's like Kiffin didn't think that Ole Miss would win in the college football playoff without him. That is it. He thought it was going to be one and done. So he's like, yeah, y'all can stay there and coach. Okay. Okay. If they don't fire AB, I don't see him being sold on Mendoza or Moore. The way he traded Flacco gives me hope. Shedeur is his guy. I'm right there with you. I think that the writing's on the wall. Didn't Oregon cornerback / DN get MVP of the bowl? Shanithia, you know what? I'm just going to be honest with you. I turned the game off. I turned it off. When Texas Tech threw that last pick where they ran the basic, they ran like 2 stick routes, and then they ran the corner route, and he just jumped straight up and caught it and kneeled down, I turned it off. It was certain points in these games I stopped watching. And I'm not even going to try to make it up and act like I was still watching it. That play, I turned the game off. It was a play in the Alabama game when the backup quarterback was in, and they were driving, and he missed a wide open tight end because he predetermined where he was going to throw the ball. I watched a couple more plays, turned that game off. I wasn't watching these games all the way through. I watched the bulk of them, but when the game was out of hand, I turned them off. He was limping. He was limping after he tried to lower the shoulder on a defender. Yeah, he just hasn't played enough football. Shout out to Marie.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
I don't have all of my functions that I normally use, so I can't put stuff up on the screen because I can't run too much stuff because my internet situation. But shout out to Marie, everybody. Shout out to Marie.
I got money.
Marie says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, D, and all my peeps. May God bless each of you and your families in the new year. Thank you so much, Marie. Definitely appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you as well. This is going to be a good year for everybody, y'all. 2026 is going to be a year. As long as we put in the work and we don't wait for anybody to give us anything, we go out there, work for it, and take it. We're going to be fine, y'all. We're going to be fine. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Seattle in the building.
I got money.
C.A. Anderson, Seattle in the building. I appreciate you. Happy New Year, everyone. The mercy of God be with you this year. Blessings to your family, your health, and your wealth. I pray your year is banging. I appreciate you. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you for all your kind words. And we're going to have a big year, y'all. Not just me. We going to have a big year, y'all. We're going to keep putting in the work. We're going to keep showing up. We're going to keep getting better. 1% better daily. That's all it takes for us to see a better result from us putting in the work. So we're going to have a good year, y'all. We're going to have a good year. And Happy New Year to everybody. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. AB has probably told Shedeur, it's on you, win the job. I moved the obstacles. That's a fact. He moved all the pawns out the way. I was mesmerized by an efficient O-line. It's amazing what can be done when the O-line does his job. Take notes, Cleveland. Talk to him. It's just Maya. Talk to him. Just to give you all a quick update, I don't have access to all the stuff I normally use during my stream because my internet is out. So I don't even have my cell phone right here by me. My cell phone is over there because I got to put it in the best place I got to put it in the best place so I get the best reception because I'm running this stream off my cell phone. I'm running this off my cell phone, but we're going to make it happen. I'm going to give you all the stream. We're going to have a good time. Beast, what's good? Happy New Year, bro. Beast, you're not that late. I had to push the time of the stream back to 11 because my internet is out, so I'm running from my cell phone. I'm using it as a hotspot, so you're not that late, bro. You're not that late. I hope 68 ain't playing Wyatt Teller talking like He may not be with the Browns. Yeah, I don't think Wyatt Teller's going to be with the Browns. The way they did him towards the end of the year was just disrespectful. So I don't think he's going to be there. I don't think he's going to be there. Even though we had internet problems, this was me, y'all. This was me.
The show goes on.
Hey, the show goes on. We're going to give you a show. We're going to give you a show. Let's start this thing off. Let's kick this off with some motivation, everybody. I got a good one for y'all. I got a good one. Shout out to Shanithia. Shanithia, the motivation that you sent me to use, I'm not sure when, but you sent it to me on Patreon, and I used that video. Now, I went back to the well, and I got another one from a couple months ago. TK, hey, I thought this was going to be over the weekend. Oh, Fridays. Unless I make an announcement, normal streaming days are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I try to stick to that so y'all know I'm going to be here. That's what I try to do. I try to do. Happy New Year, TK. What's going on? Y'all think the Browns running it back? I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I don't think they're running it back. I don't think they're running it back. Yeah, I don't think they are. I'm getting a feeling that Jim Schwartz might be more guy that they might look at as head coach, though, more than I thought. Jim Schwartz might get a look, but Kevin got to go. Monday, we should be doing a season wrap up. We should be celebrating a win over the Bengals, and then we should be celebrating that the coaching hire is on. That's what we should be celebrating on Monday, y'all. That's what we should be doing. What do you think about Fernando Mendoza after the game? Beast, I feel the same way. I feel the same way I felt about him for months now. For months, I thought that there would be one quarterback who would come out of this and he would be the one that everybody would be looking at, and it's Fernando Mendoza. I believe 2 will get drafted in the top 10, but that second one is going to be a reach. If I was Dante Moore's people, I would say tell Dante Moore, go back to school. Go back to school. It doesn't – I don't know. His OC is still with him. He hasn't left yet, so we'll see. But he got a head coaching job. Defensive coordinator got a head coaching job. So I feel the same way about it. I'll tell him go back to school. So Fernando Mendoza, to me, if you were already on the fence about Mendoza and you're like, I don't know, or if you were past the fence and you were saying Mendoza is my guy, I think you're going to still roll with that. I don't think he changed anything. I think Ty Simpson lost a whole lot of money. Ty Simpson lost a whole lot of money, and Dante Moore, his money is in flux right now. They're going to be really watching what he does in the next game. So, but me, Mendoza, he going to the Raiders, which is cool. Get him out the way so I don't got to hear Cleveland media talk about him. So we don't got to hear it. Yeah, Wyatt does sound like he's gone. I'm at work, so I'll be popping in and out. All good, TK. You know we here. Tony Grossi said today they're going to have another QB competition with Shedeur, Dillon, and Watson. I really can't stand Grossi. He is the biggest hater. Tony Grossi, welcome to Offtharecorddee take from September. Bro, you got to catch up. You got to catch up. He has to catch up. Browns press conferences are on. Let me check. Who we got speaking today? We got anybody good speaking today? Let's see. Let's put this here. Who we got speaking today? Yeah, Wyatt is on IR. Yeah, he done for the season. Will Kendrick Green make an appearance this coming game? You think? Potentially. They might as well dress the offensive linemen that they have on practice. They signed from other teams' practice squad. They might as well dress them and see how they do. They might as well dress them. Let's look at this real quick. Let's see who's speaking today for the Cleveland Browns. See if it's anybody we want to hear. Kevin sounds like he's gone, and the media is pushing the players to say something good about Kevin. That's a fact. A lot of it is pushed towards basically say something good about Kevin, like you said, on his way out. Say he wasn't that bad.
You know, those types of.
Let's see. I think these are the position coaches today. Yeah, I think these are the position coaches. Maybe if Musgrave goes up there, we'll tap in. But we'll keep that. We'll keep that in the background. We'll keep that in the background and see if we need to get back to it. They all They all put saying Kevin is out. Yeah, he's done. I'll be happy with Jim Schwartz. Yeah, I think Jim Schwartz is Jim Schwartz is looking like a higher level candidate for the Browns. I'm hearing that. They need to ramp up their no conference game comps to build some fortitude. The cupcake schedules did not help Moore or Sayan. Zedric, that's a fact. Sayan looked scattered in the first half of that game. He didn't know where to slide when the pressure was coming. He had opportunities to step up because they were collapsing the edges of the pocket. So Sayan's gonna look better next year, but he looked rough. So did Dante Moore. One thing I thought about Dante Moore was he was calm. He always had a calming presence, but he was not calm. He was not calm yesterday. He was not calm. My hope for Sunday is a Browns win. Kevin Stefanski gets fired. C. Brown run. We on the same page. They're not going back to Dylan. Sorry. I think Dylan's going to be on the team as a third camp arm. That's it. That's it. There's no point in getting rid of him. He's cheap. He's been with the team. You can't cause no. He's not gonna ruffle any feathers. I don't see them spending more capital in that room. To me, the room is set. The room is set. Yeah, Victory Monday. They should. I think the Browns can win this game. I believe they'll win this game. Did you see Shedeur press conference? Yeah, I did see Shedeur's press conference. They were trying to get him. I put out a short. Mary Kay trying to box him in the corner. He wasn't falling for it. The special team coach needs to be on the hot seat. The special team coach needs to be fired. He don't need to be on the hot seat. He need to be fired. Miles normally speaks today. All right, keep me posted on if it's anybody that, like, if Miles or somebody like that speaks, we'll get to it. No QB competition next year. Shedeur's a starter. Talk to him, Shanithia. Tony does not know what he's talking about. They are not going back to DG, who is in witness protection right now after his old lady comment and a booing. Yeah, he's just going to be a camp arm. He's going to be a camp arm. They need a young coach with energy and a new way of thinking. Ben Johnson 2.0. Closest thing to that might be a Clint Kubiak out in Seattle, the OC. Charmaine, what's going on? How you feeling? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's get to it. All right, let's get some motivation, y'all. This is how we start the year. We start the year off with focus. Let's get to it.
You are running out of time. Listen to me, you're running out of time. You never know when your opportunity is that opportunity. It may not be 2 years from now. It may not be 3 years from now. It may not be 4 years from now. Your opportunity might come in the next 6 weeks. My man told his grandfather, I'm graduating, and 2 weeks later, even before he literally marched, his grandfather passed. Who's gonna pass in your life because you average? Who's not gonna see you blow up? Who's not gonna see you accomplish your goals? Who's not gonna be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor with you? And one day you're gonna be great, but you think you got time. You think you got time. AET 3 years from now. I'm telling you, you deserve to be great now. Some of you will never be, you'll never have, you'll never do, because you sitting around waiting on a phone call, because you sitting around waiting for somebody to give you an opportunity. Your opportunity to get your mama out of that neighborhood and get your mama into a new neighborhood, listen to me, that opportunity might come in the next 6 months. You new at your job and you like, E.T., look, I just got here. I got forever. Listen to me very closely. You gotta hear me. You might be at that job another 10 years. You might be there another 20 years. But that opportunity, somebody's about to leave and get another job. Hear me very closely. Somebody's about to quit. Somebody's about to get fired. And you will not, listen to me, you will not be ready at that particular moment to go to the next level. Question is, will you be ready when that opportunity comes? So you're running out of time. There's a certain determination. There's a certain level of resiliency, a bounce back, a get back up that you have to reach certain levels of success. It's about being prepared beforehand so that when the opportunity comes, you are already ready for the opportunity. It's not playing Call of Duty and waiting by and putting the phone by you, waiting for somebody to pick up the phone and call you. That's not what it's about. Preparation. We're getting prepared just in case the opportunity comes. I don't want to start practicing on the opportunity. I want to practice before so when the opportunity comes, I can stroke it. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Talk to him. Talk to him. This is about 17 minutes long, but just the beginning of it, I just heard it and I was like, this is how we're going to start the year. We're going to prepare for the opportunity. You're going to be ready. It's a saying that people just say, but I don't think people live it. People say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, but I don't think people live that opportunity. You got to live that way. You got to wake up every day and be prepared for any way things can go, and then you don't have anything to worry about. And you don't want to practice on the opportunity. You don't want to be practicing on the opportunity. You want to be ready when the opportunity presents itself and take your opportunity to be great. I believe every person has something in them that they are great at, something in them that could take them to the next level. You just have to look inside yourself, find out what that thing is, and build and grow and nurture that thing inside of you so you can be great. When the opportunity is there, take it. So I thought this was perfect to start the year. I thought this was perfect. I even thought that they put this out like to start the year, but they put this out 3 months ago. So I really enjoyed this, and I hope y'all enjoyed that as well. So I like that a lot. I like that one a lot. Where do we leave off on the chat? At work, see y'all Sunday. Charmaine, hardest working woman in Ohio. The hardest working woman in Ohio. See, I don't know if Clint is coming because they chose the current OC over him. Yeah, they did, but head coaching job, that'll put you in a different spot. If Dylan's a career backup, why was he being entertained? It just shows to me, I think Kevin wanted him, and they said, here you go. But if it don't work, don't come crawling back. Don't blame it on us. Right, Grossi can't ever give Shedeur credit. That's why I can't stand him. He can't. You deserve to be great now. I like that. Facts. When I heard this, I was like, this is it. This is it. I don't need to play anything different but that motivation right there. I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it. The QB competition didn't work in 2025. It won't work in 2026. That's the Cleveland media mental stay on crashing bus at all costs. C.A. Anderson, they're watching it run into the brick wall. They won't jump off. They won't jump off. They can't help it. It's their default setting. When your default setting is loser, that's all you know. That's all you know. Default setting is loser. Then that's where you end up. So they can't jump off. Be prepared beforehand. That's a fact. And sometimes I'll even tell y'all something. Even with me. So when I was streaming on TikTok and I was doing Saturday night streams, I was streaming 7:30. I was streaming for a couple hours. Sometimes I might have 20 people watching. Sometimes I might have 2. That was me getting prepared for moments like this. I'm not that much different. Yeah, I have a better feel for my stream. I have a better flow to my stream. But I needed to go through those times where it was 2 people there. I needed to go through that. So now when there's more people here, I treat the stream the same way. As long as I can handle going through the chat and doing everything I'm doing now, that's the type of stream y'all going to get. Because all the time I spent other places building up to this moment. So I was ready. So it's just a smooth transition from having 200 some subscribers to having 1,400 subscribers. All of it is part of the journey and was getting me prepared for these moments. So even me, I'm no different. Prepare before opportunity. I like that one the most, C.A. Anderson. I like that portion the most. And you got to live that way. Just in case the opportunity comes, I'll be ready to take it on. This is so good. I enjoyed that so much, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand. The funny thing is, Shedeur is giving the Browns more than they are giving him. He came with brand deals, own fan base, and media. He is bringing more eyes to the Browns. Nobody was checking for the Browns. Wet 11s. Wet 11s. If they would just tap in to the Shedeur situation instead of, I don't want to talk about Shedeur. If Shedeur not the starter, get him off the team. They really don't want him there. So that's what they got to do. They have to take advantage of Shedeur being here and understand he's going to be here. Jeffrey, what's going on? Happy New Year. Bro, the Steelers messed up my draft. I wanted a higher pick so we get a better player, trade down so we get more picks. I want them to win games first. I want them to win games. That's the first thing I want them to do. I don't want to put losing on these young guys who want to play well. Second, I still believe we're in the potential to trade down because teams need specific needs. Teams might trade for other players, not just a quarterback. So look at the Dallas Cowboys. If they want an edge rusher, and you're looking at Bain, who's dropping, or you're looking at the edge rusher from Texas Tech. So, you know, You still can trade down and gain more picks. Still can trade down. I'm going to use that default setting. For real. C.A. Anderson, default setting is loser. They got to change it. Got to change it. Dang, I'm late. I thought I would never get out that meeting. Hey, chat. Felix, what's going on? Happy New Year. Thank you for being here. I love that empowerment segment for the new year. I got to set my mind to it and go for it. That's a fact. That's it, Miss Sparks. That's it. That's it. Just go for it. And don't fear failure. Every successful person in any walk of life or any industry has went through failures that have helped them reach the level that they've attained now. Failure is part of the process. A person that fears failure will never see greatness. That's it. I hope the Browns know Shedeur go, we go. Oh, they know. They know. At my job, you get promoted on you showing you are already doing the next level job. You don't get promoted on maybe. Stay prepared. Talk to him, Shanithia. Talk to him. When I was in HR, it showed me a different side of corporate. So I've worked a lot of different corporate places. But lastly, when I was in HR, I would do things that were outside of the scope of what our job was. And they would put me on different teams and put me on different projects and have me do all these different things. It got to the point where people took a leave of absence and they calling me to take this person's job. Like, no, we'll just put you right in if that's the job you want. Because they saw me doing way more than the other people around me. So we didn't have to recruit, but they could put me on recruiting jobs. And that's how I ended up recruiting for Hurst-Cavana in Orangeburg. And they see me do a good job. I would train people. So I was already doing things that were next level. And when opportunities presented themselves, they was telling me, go apply this, go apply that, go apply that. So you just got to do more, you get more. Because I'm okay with bringing in a veteran quarterback to back up Shedeur Sanders and mentor him from the bench. They run next year with Shedeur Sanders, like pick up Marcus Mariota, perfect backup. Yeah, I understand your sentiment. I understand your sentiment, Jeffrey. You've always felt this way that they need a veteran backup. The thing is, it's just like Zedric said. That's what Deshaun is going to be. They're not going to take an $80 million cap hit to make Cleveland media feel better. They've been saying it a long time. They've been saying it. If the tea leaves is there, all year they've spoke glowingly about Deshaun Watson. All year. That was just them setting you up to know Deshaun Watson's going to be here. That's what they were doing. They were letting you know Deshaun is going to be here. That's all they were doing the whole time. He ain't going nowhere. He's not going anywhere. Yeah, we gonna, Jeffrey. So my last stream that got clipped, I was talking about Shannon Sharpe, and if you go through and if you look at all the vets who are available, they don't really make sense. They don't really make sense for the Browns. It doesn't make sense for the Browns to make people feel better, take an $80 million cap hit. But you still got to get past the cap hit. So look, just look at the cap hit. The cap hit is $80 million. $80 million to make Cleveland media feel better by Deshaun not going out there and playing. That don't make sense from a business standpoint. And then who are you really going out there and getting? The vets is not there. Everybody's saying Malik Willis. Malik Willis. Everybody's saying him. It's only one of him. It's not no good vets out there. This is not even a good cycle of retread quarterbacks that's going to be available. So it's going to be Deshaun. It's like your parents saying, we're not eating out when we got the food at home. See Brown run for real. For real. Can we just stop at McDonald's and get a burger? Can we stop here and do this? No, we can't. We got food at home. We got food at home. Yeah. Jeffrey, I think Deshaun is going to hit the field. He's going to hit the field. They've been telling you, the writing been on the wall. Once they didn't make a move on Deshaun when the owner said it was a swing and a miss. Okay. All right. So let's look at it. Marcus Mariota, he's going to be a free agent. He's the perfect backup. Okay. Let's look at it. So to do that, to get Marcus Mariota, It's not just what he cost. You have to get rid of the $80 million Deshaun cap hit. Salary cap is going to be right around $300 million. So you just going to take $80 million off of that? You're going to take about 25% off top just to make people feel good? And then bring in another guy? Say that other guy you sound 2 years, about $15 million? What we doing? What we doing? And who's to say that Mariota wants to leave his situation with the Commanders? The Browns are not the team where everybody's running to come play for. The Browns are not the team where people pay regular price. The Browns get charged the price of people you don't like. So you got this is a consistent customer. This is a person who always supported me. They pay $50. You know what you charge the Browns? $100. You charge them double. Why would you get rid of Dylan Gabriel? He's $1 million a year. If you notice, you're more so using names. I'm just telling you money. We talking about the money. Hey, it's gonna be a long offseason because the changes that people are calling for, just saying get rid of Deshaun, take the $80 million cap hit, the Browns are not about to do it. They're not about to do it. Everybody saying get rid of Dylan, get rid of this person. It's not happening. And then you got to remember, does said player want to come play for the Browns? Is being the backup in Washington better than coming to the Browns? Wet 11s, that's what it is. That's what they do to the Browns. If you ask any vets, by the time they come to the Browns, they're overcharging them. That's what they do. I've seen it. I've seen it since 1999. You don't get veterans to come here. They overcharge you. And usually it's at the end of their career. So it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Priced out. Zedric, for real. Can't afford it. They can't afford Malik. I agree. That's also why it wouldn't make sense to draft a QB in the first round with all the money tied up in QBs and can't address any other positions. Or Jizzle, that's it. You notice, I don't even have to say names. All I got to do is just go to the money. Just go to the money. Cia Anderson told us about the money. She said, watch the money. Pay attention to the money, y'all. Cia Anderson was not lying. They really mad they can't run Shedeur out of Cleveland like they did the rest. Yeah, the Cleveland media they going through it. Everyone thinks Deshaun Watson forgot how to play, give him a chance under a different offense. I think that's what it's going to be. I think people just got to accept it. In my opinion, Cleveland has their roster of QBs. I agree with that. Next year will be all about value for the Browns. They have to establish themselves as somewhere free agents will want to be. I agree. They got Phillip Rivers out of retirement. What QB is out there? See Anderson, talk to him. Why bring in Mariota when Deshaun would be a better veteran and he has already mentored Shedeur and Dylan? It's right there in front of you. It's right there in front of you. Cleveland trying to get their book straight. They are. One has to remember all these QBs in the league saw how the Browns handled that QB room. For real. You're right. Money rules. Deshaun will be there next year. Browns want to build a new stadium in a few years. $80 million loss is not an option. It's not. It's not. It's not happening. It's not happening. Let's keep this thing moving forward. What we got up next on the docket here? Detroit Gemini sent me this. Mary Kay kind of switching up, y'all. She kind of switching up. Let me make sure I clean this up. I don't want too much stuff running in the background. I think we're gonna start about right here. Mary Kay is switching it up. Do y'all believe her?
Right now, right at this moment in time, and it could change, but at this moment in time, I'm going to say I think they are trending towards giving him that chance.
So I guess the question that goes with that is, and especially,
all right, I'm gonna catch y'all up because I can't consume too much of this right here. She was asked about Shedeur being a starter for next year. So she was saying, yeah, I think they're leaning towards that. He's going to push back, but his pushback, he's not going to really offer any reasons. He's just going to stay in the gray area. Somebody said DG and witness protection, for real. He got a sore shoulder. Did Tony Grossi say, why does Dylan Gabriel have a sore shoulder when he's not the starter? Did Tony Grossi say that? Y'all remember, he said that about Shedeur. He didn't say nothing about Dylan's short shoulder. Why would Dylan Gabriel's shoulder be sore when he's not playing? Isn't that what he was saying about Shedeur? Just saying.
Actually, if we're, again, the questioner said Kevin Stefanski. So if...
All right, before we get to Mary Kay, no one giving football reasons why to bring in a new veteran. What is Mariota going to do differently? What are they trying to do is campaign for a veteran to come in who they think can take the job. Marcus Mariota is not going to cost that much. The most may be 4, and also Andrew Berry is great managing the cap. He does it every year. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. If we take Deshaun off the books, that's $80 million cap hit. We sign Mariota for maybe $4 million. That's $84 million to swap out Deshaun for Mariota. Is that worth it? Is it worth it? That's my question. Is it worth it? I'm just asking. I'm going to be the one to ask a question. I'm just going to ask it, y'all. Is it worth it? Is Marcus Mariota, does he make you feel that much better where $84 million is worth it for Mariota? Just asking the question. She trying to align herself. I think she fed too much into Kevin's and they cut her water off. Yeah, she guessing. Mary Kay exposing the whole game. It's the same thing that should have happened from the draft. I agree. That voice is killing early. Yeah, you notice I'm ready to pause this thing at any moment. I can't stand him either. Ashley Baystock is probably the best of the 3. I agree. Dylan did not want no parts of Pittsburgh. He remembered the last time. You remember what happened to the last security guards that played them, right? Dylan Gabriel could also go to the practice squad. I think he's going to be a camp arm. I think he's number 3. The math has to math. Who is Marcus and why? Marcus Mariota is a long-term veteran backup. He was a high draft pick, and he was a long-term veteran backup. Why waste money on a QB when the team needs an O-line? They need an entire O-line. It's just Maya. If I'm Mariota, I'm staying in DC if possible. That's it. What would be the benefit? So we already talked about the money. What would be the benefit to leave the situation he has there to come to the Cleveland Browns? I'm a Browns fan, but I can be real with you. Why would you want to come into this mess? You're watching the Browns every year learn a new way to lose. You're watching them crumble. You're watching them keep coaches longer than they need to. You're watching the GM do trades and do different things. You're watching all these things unfold, and you say, you know what? Let me leave an organization that once was in turmoil, that's been turned around since new ownership took over, to go to a team in turmoil? I don't know. I don't know. I can't find the reasons. Let me let him go.
Kevin Stefanski is back, and that's a big if right now. Can he afford to be wrong? And we could, say that about Andrew Berry too. Can they afford to be?
Oh yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that because then Shedeur will go to the bench and the other person starts. I agree with that, Shanithia. I agree.
Wrong about Shedeur Sanders. If they just kind of looked at this and said, we're going to run this back with Shedeur, he's going to be the number 1. Deshaun Watson would be in the mix somehow. I don't know if that would include them adding another veteran or something like that, but basically coming back and saying, we're going to see what we've got with Shedeur Sanders with an offseason, a better supporting cast. Can either of these guys afford to be wrong?
That's a great question. Can they afford to be wrong on this decision? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say they can afford to be wrong because they've got another draft of good quarterbacks coming out in 2027. If they play their cards right and they don't go QB in this particular draft, they can trade down from their top pick again and probably pick up another first-round pick and be poised to maybe get a quarterback in 2027. Then you can always trade for a quarterback. You can sign a Malik Willis. You can, as you have mentioned a couple of times, Mac Jones, maybe trade for him. So I think there are some things that you can do to salvage this situation if you make a mistake. But I think they feel like it's a risk worth taking. And we'll have to see how it goes. I don't know if they'll end up there, but the further they...
All right, that's enough of Mary Kay, y'all. That's enough of Mary Kay. She just saying things that people have said a long time ago. She just kind of going back and regurgitating it. One of the issues with what she said is they can afford to be wrong. At some point, you have to be right. You just can't keep being wrong. You got to make a decision. You got to stand on that decision and build around that decision. So I can't even let it get to the point where he's going to start being all over the place and he's going to not say that Shedeur is good or bad. And it's enough. I heard enough of it. I heard enough of it, y'all. Yeah, we're going to let that keep going. Felix, this is what you said.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Yeah, I can't listen to it no more. I can't listen to it. She all over the place, y'all. I'm cool on that. The goal is to put some competition in the quarterback room. That's how you get a good quarterback. So Deshaun can't compete? Deshaun can't push Shedeur? I don't understand. Jeffrey, to me, this just seems like more than anything, you don't want Deshaun to be in the room. That's what I'm getting from it. You don't want Deshaun in the room. They need to leave the QB room alone and focus on the new coach and O-line. I agree with that. They've been wrong for 30 years. I agree. Mary Kay is going to be Mary Kay. Jeez. Yeah, I can't take it no more. AFC North will be interesting. Follow this offseason. I'm excited. It will. It'll be a lot to follow. I'm convinced this is some sort of mental illness. The obsession with the new shiny QB needs to be studied. It's crazy. She's guessing and no one is talking to her anymore. Yeah, I can't take it. I can't take it. It's just she's just talking, y'all. I can't take it. There we go. So that's your issue. So this what happens. Just start out with your issue. Start out with the issue, and then we could get to the real conversation. Now, if you would have just started out and said, like, to go under the guise of we need to sign another vet when there's a vet there, that doesn't make sense. We go down the path of that talk. Then we go down the path of the money talk. Then we keep going down all these paths. When the reality of it is, you think Deshaun Watson is trash, which I think that's a fair assessment if you view him that way. But just say that from the beginning. We can get to it. We can get right to it. Right to it. They're going to be all over the place in this Mary Kay situation. This is the part that I take issue with everybody saying the quarterback room. The quarterback room is not the biggest problem for the Cleveland Browns. It's not the quarterback room, y'all. It is not the quarterback room. The Browns got way bigger fish to fry. They got guys who are signed or who have cap hits next year who are not under contract. They need a whole new offensive line. They got like 2 guys who are under contract. They have way bigger fish to fry than quarterback. If I had to rate it, if we had to rate it, this is what we're going to do. Let's put up a poll, y'all. Which room needs the most upgrade? Which position? This is what we're going to do. We're just going to make a poll. We're going to make a poll for y'all because this is what we got to do. The QB room, the O-line, and I just want y'all to vote. Y'all let me know. Maybe I would say probably the secondary. Let's just do DBs. That's easier. And wide receiver. Okay. We're gonna do a poll to make it easy. Which position needs to be upgraded the most? Let's drop a poll in there. Because it's not quarterback, y'all. It's not quarterback. It's not quarterback. While y'all are checking out that poll, let's go. What we got next? Shanithia said, I don't need a poll. I just want a level set. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just got a level set and we just got to go to what the issue is. This is also something we spoke about. So we're going next year. Shedeur Sanders gets injured. You guys are okay with Deshaun Watson going out there. The man looked worse than Dylan Gabriel. That's it. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Jeffrey. I'm comfortable going out there with, if Shedeur gets hurt, Deshaun Watson, based on the Browns' financial situation. I don't want the Browns to take away money or cap space from positions of need that are worse. $4 million could be a swing guard, a swing center. So, yes, I'm okay with that. I think the offensive line is that bad that I would deal with Deshaun Watson. It's easy. You see, you ask a direct question, you get a direct answer. We'll check out the poll soon. This is also something that we looked at the other day in my stream that got sniped, but let's look at it. Let's go.
Those were negative, but he beat the Steelers late in the season when everyone should be on Cabo Standard Time.
And when there's like key 4th and 7 plays, Kevin Stefanski, almost called him Steven Kafansky. How about that?
That's his alter ego.
No, I'm not losing games because trash that are on the quarterback. No, you guys are crazy. Jeffrey, rank them. Jeffrey, rank the upgrades that the Browns need. Are you spending capital? Now this is the question. This is going to be very direct. Are you spending capital so you feel better at backup quarterback before you upgrade the offensive line? Just a question. Are you spending capital on a backup quarterback before you upgrade the offensive line? That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Everybody knows the offensive line is the biggest issue for the Cleveland Browns. Everybody knows that. The offensive line is the biggest issue from anywhere on the team. Anywhere on the team, the offensive line needs to have the most resources spent on it. A good reason teams stay really good because they have good backups. If their starter goes out, they have a backup. What else do they have, Jeffrey? Do they have the worst offensive line in the league? What quarterback are you going to put behind a bad offensive line? What are we doing? What are we doing here? This is not football related. This is the issue. I'm just gonna let y'all know what the issue is. This is the issue. When you don't like a person more than you are trying to go to school. I mean, look at me saying school.
Nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
This is what happens when you don't like a person more than you're trying to find a solution. So you don't like Deshaun Watson more than you are trying to find a solution. I didn't say, but we can address all of it and bring in a veteran quarterback. Okay. So we got that's the first question. You agree that offensive line is a bigger need than quarterback. And now are you saying before we upgrade receiver, should we go veteran quarterback? We just gonna go. We just gonna go through the list of what the Browns need. Veteran quarterback is a luxury. A good veteran quarterback is a luxury for a good team. It is not mandatory for a team who won 3 games last year and they're sitting at 4 wins this year. It's not a luxury. And the reason why it's not a luxury is because the backup quarterback has to want to play for a team that hasn't been good the last couple seasons. That's what it is. The veteran is Deshaun Watson. That's it. That's who the vet gonna be, man. The writing's on the wall. The writing is there. The writing is there. And I know that you like the approach that the Green Bay Packers have taken. You mentioned it multiple times throughout different streams. So I understand the approach the position you want to get to. The problem is to get to that position. You need a rock solid starter at quarterback. Then you can take the Green Bay approach. You can't the Browns can't just jump and do things the way Green Bay did things when they went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. You don't just get to jump into that approach. That approach has to happen because you have a rock solid starter. There was no questions asked about the starter. Then after that starter has given you so much, 8 to 12 years of greatness, Then you start bringing in the quarterbacks who might need some more time. But you can't get there without the first chip. The first chip is finding a rock solid starter that's going to be there for 8 to 12 years. Then you can add and do the Green Bay way. The Browns cannot do it the Green Bay way. They cannot do it because besides them having so many holes on the team, the veteran quarterback has to want to come here. That's the variable that's leaving out. Hey, that person is going to be Deshaun Watson. That person is going to be Deshaun Watson, unfortunately, for you. But for us, we understand. We understand. We understand. Marie said, give me a hug. Can I has hug? All right, let's get to it, y'all. That's enough of that. We know what it is. That's enough of that.
Let's key fourth down plays you're throwing to Sal Cannella. Like, can we let that sink in for a second? Like, that's what he's dealing with. A bunch of bad offensive linemen at this point. Zach Zinner was in that game for way, way longer than what the broadcast wanted to recognize, by the way. They got to it late in the fourth. He was in that game for a long time, okay? But, like, your bad offensive line, Harold Fanning gets injured, so, like, the one bright spot as far as a pass catcher on this team is out of the game. You're already dealing in backup running back with backup running back scenarios, and he's moving the football. I don't see what the problem is.
All right, and listen, let's be honest. He wasn't great against Pittsburgh. He also, I don't think he was horrible against Pittsburgh either. Because if you say he's horrible, you're discounting the first half. This is what can be frustrating talking football with anyone, is that if you flip those results, Shedeur looks unplayable in the first half and is dominant in the second half. There are people today, same people crapping on Shedeur right now, are also saying, that's my quarterback.
Well, yeah, he'd get more credit because they'd be like, oh, the light bulb went on or something like that. I also love the other people that are swarming in and almost discrediting it because like now it's been back-to-back weeks where the first drive has looked really good.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you can only do it on scripted plays when 3-4 weeks ago it was like, oh, he just comes alive late. Where is he? He's snoozing for the first half. Like, make up your minds, people.
I thought he looked fine, and I don't think you win this game without him. Because he made throws, and again, we can get into the negative.
That's how they move the goalposts on Shedeur. If you notice, majority of this conversation, I had it without mentioning Shedeur. I just told you the money side of it. We don't have to mention names that much because it's about money when it comes to the quarterback. That's what it is. How long will Junkins be out? What is the typical recovery time for his injuries? They're saying he'll be back for training camp. I saw something 6 to 7 months because it was a clean break. They're saying that's better. So I saw something 6 to 7 months for Junkins. That's what I saw. It's, you know what it is? We about to take a road trip. This is what we going to do. We going to take a road trip, y'all. So y'all know, growing up, before everybody was flying everywhere, you had to jump in the car. You about to take a road trip. We going to take this road trip. So we packed our bags. We made sandwiches. We got half a tank of gas. We got other things that we need. We have a spare tire that we had for a while. And somebody says, let's get 2 spare tires instead of gas. You like, 2 spare tires instead of gas? Why would we do that? Because it could be a problem if the first spare goes bad. If the first spare goes bad, you're going to need another spare. We going to get the spare tire over putting gas in the car on a road trip? It don't even make sense. You are planning for a problem that so many other things have to go wrong to end up in that scenario. Instead of dealing with the main issue that you have in front of you. You get the gas. You rely on the spare that you already have if you need it. You don't go buy the second spare instead of putting gas in the car. That is the conversation, y'all. That's all it is. That's the conversation. But what happens if we lose our spare? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Put the gas in the car. Keep the spare tire you have in the trunk. Get on the road early. Let's knock out this 12 hours. That's what you do. It's simple, y'all. It's simple. That's all it is. Shedeur was the only QB that got a TD that game. Did people forget? It seems like it. Listen, those backup running backs are actually really good. Sanders and Williams were pretty good. Yeah, I think they were good. I think the difference between, say, Travion Williams and Dylan Sampson is Dylan Sampson can hit another gear in the open field speed-wise that Travion Williams can't hit. So I think that's the difference. He can hit that next gear that he can't. But when it just comes to making the plays, I think they're very similar. So even that, I like the running back room. I like it. They need to spend all their money on O-line and a wide receiver one. Janky Judy ain't it. Yeah, you gotta get receivers. You need a star receiver. It's just what you gotta do. They stepped right in and were productive. Legendary took some misfits and made it into a win, and our defense backed them up. That's a fact. I am not going on the road trip. Shanithia said, I'll see y'all at the airport. I'll see y'all at the airport. It was just the Panthers when we won. Shedeur knows how to make something out of nothing. That's it. It's so at the very beginning of the stream, we watched a video that talked about getting ready, preparing for the moment. Going into next year, I think it's a 0% chance they move on from Jerry Jeudy Maya. 0% chance due to the structure of his contract. 0% chance. You prepare and you don't plan for injury. Like, you don't just assume injuries always happen. That's not how you go out there. If you notice, when guys think about playing injured, they get injured because they're hesitant, they're slow, and guys are teeing off at full speed. So you go out there and you let the chips fall where they may. But if I'm already planning on what's going to happen if Shedeur gets injured, what is that? That's not the plan for any other quarterback going into it. So when people say people don't even look at Shedeur through the lens of like a young quarterback, it's true. Who is saying who is going to be the backup for Cam Ward? Who is saying who's going to be the backup for Tyler Shuck? It don't even happen. These conversations don't even happen. Other places, who's going to be the backup for Jackson Dart? They talk about upgrading the team around these people. That's what they do. So, buy the gas, get on the road. You already had a spare tire. That's it. It's simple. It is simple. Judy is a wide receiver 3. Shedeur will treat him as much. I agree. They definitely need a quality wide receiver, put some pressure on Janky. I think they need Jerry Jeudy to not be the main option, not be the main target. The type of player he is, he doesn't have over-the-top speed. So if they put a safety on him, it just if they put a player over top of him, he can't win. So that's not a number one receiver. We need multiple. You need 3, maybe 4 receivers. You don't stop at 1, don't stop at 2. You need to stack on the receivers. D, you should put JJ. Situation or motivational segments for next year. OTAs and training camp. Tell me more. Explain more what you mean, C. Brown Ryan. OTAs and training camp is going to be dangerous. You can feel the intensity. I agree. Folks are talking about the possibility of upgrading from Dart. Life comes at you fast. It does. That was more like media people. But I don't think I would keep Dart over Mendoza. Listen, we can't worry about the backup. We need Shedeur to be solidified first. That's a fact. Doggy Bone, what's going on? How you feeling? Let me take a quick check on who else spoke for the Browns. Pause this. I think these are positional coaches. We got Yeah, these are position coaches. One to no passes thrown to him next year. Shedeur said, either you with me or against me, but we winning here on my watch. Hey, remember that part in Any Given Sunday? Jamie Foxx character, Willie Beeman, says, it's going to be y'all or it's going to be me, and it ain't going to be me. That's what he said. It's going to be y'all or me, and it ain't going to be me. Some people, JJ needs to be our motivational Mondays. They conveniently forget about special teams. They could have won against the Bills if they converted the kick. I agree. Dart's dad was going off on people. Real quick, if you didn't see this the other day, this is something I said, but we're going to run it back. Yes, I agree with that. What's your problem with Jerry Jeudy, who was catching the ball last week? He's inconsistent, beast. He again is at the top of the league in drops. He was at the top of the league. I think he led the league in drops last year, and he's at the top of the league in drops this year. So he has another 10. Tyler Shuck, can you give me some as the best rookie this year? I wouldn't say that. Are you saying best rookie quarterback or are you saying best rookie overall? Because I don't see it. Hey, you just reminded me. Before we get to this, we're gonna go somewhere else. We're gonna go here. Detroit Gemini asked me a great question that I just thought about, and you reminded me with that question. Let's go here. Have to ignore national media. They're making conflict in teams from moving from Dart to Lamar leaving, Harbaugh firing, Tomlin leaving. They're making up content. They're fraudulent. CO7111. I agree. They just need stories. You see that Lamar Jackson came out and said none of that stuff mattered. Jeudy is the worst wide receiver I've seen. Yeah. He drops the ball too much. He's inconsistent. That's everybody's issue with him, beast. It's funny because that comment Jeffrey made me think about Detroit Gemini from the other day. She asked me who would I pick as the offensive rookie of the year, and it was a good time to pivot anyway. So we pivoted to it. On your screen now, these are the top picks for offensive rookie of the year. I think Ted McMillan is going to win it. He is on a winning team, and his numbers are crazy. He's probably going to hit 1,000 yards. He has a high chance of hitting 1,000 yards. Travion Henderson, I don't know. I don't know if he's done enough. He's done some stuff in special teams. But I like Emeka Egbuka, also has a good year. I just don't think Harold Fannin has enough yards. Harold Fannin has a great year as a tight end, but I don't know if that's going to be enough for him to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Harbaugh, I ain't never seen position coaches except for the quarterback coach. Yeah, that's why Tesla, I'm like, it ain't worth it. We ain't going to show it. Also, I'm still mad at Jeudy for yelling at Shedeur. He gets no love from me. Give the rest of the day, y'all. Y'all funny. So just looking at this, I wanted to put it up there with the stats. So with the stats, Offensive Rookie of the Year, if I was picking, I would pick Ted McMillan. My second would be Emeka Egbuka. Those would be my two top choices for Tyler Shuck. Looks pretty good. Tyler Shuck has had some games. The same thing they hold against Shedeur where he beat up on teams who weren't good. Tyler Shuck had his best game against the Titans, in my opinion, and nobody said, hey, it's against the Titans. So just kind of depends on how you look at it. I look at it like he's done okay, but he hasn't played a whole season. He hasn't played enough games to me. How do you give it to somebody that's played half a year versus guys who've been playing the whole year? So if I had to pick, I'm going Tate McMillan or Emeka Egbuka. Those would be my top two. He hasn't played enough games for me. And then Harold Fannin is just slightly going to miss because when you got receivers, going across 1,000 yards or that close to it as rookies, they going to win it. They going to get it. The Titans defense is not bad. Wet 11s, I know it's not bad. I'm just talking about the difference that people talk about it. They spoke about it differently. When Shedeur did it, they said it's just the Titans. When Tyler Shuck did it, they said, oh, he looked good against them. So that's what I mean. Because that was his best game. His best game was against the Titans. Let me see if I can get Cam numbers up here. I ain't even look at his numbers recently. Didn't Tyler get benched earlier this year? He lost the QB competition in the beginning to Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler played 7 games, I want to say. I think Spencer Rattler played about 7 games. And then they went to Tyler Shuck. But he lost the QB competition. Shuck is like Cousins. He could be good or bad considering the day of the week, but he has looked decent with the teams he's played. Yeah, I think he's coming on, but Offensive Rookie of the Year, I wouldn't say that. Best rookie quarterback season, I wouldn't say that either. The media is mad that Shedeur had the least preparation time of breaking down records in NFL history books. The hate is real. Yeah, they act like he didn't do it. They just erase it. Let me look up something real quick. Let me check out Cam Ward. I forgot I made this for y'all. I did make this graphic here. Totally forgot about it until we got that one question. Let's get to Cam Ward. Cameron Ward. Who would y'all take? If y'all had to pick out of these 5 right here, who would y'all pick? Who would y'all pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year? I think Ted McMillan or Ibuka Sharan Rookie of the Year. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those two. That's what I think. I think it's going to be one of those two. One of those two receivers. They've been doing it all year, and I would probably give the edge to Ted. Rookie of the Year should not go to a QB this year, in my opinion. I agree. My vote is Ted. I live with Dart. I don't know. These rookies are evolving. I feel safe to let them cook. I agree. Asante, what's going on? How you feeling? All right, so Cam Ward, he's played in every game. He has 1 game to go. Cam Ward has 3,117 yards. That's 16th in the NFL. He has 15 touchdowns. That is tied for 24th. He has 7 interceptions. That's tied for 13th. Okay. I mean, if you're going to just pick a quarterback, how do you not pick Cam Ward? How do you not pick Cam Ward over Tyler Shuck? I don't know. Joe Burrow kept saying he was picked in the 5th round and then said he right next to you in the record books. Now check that. That's a fact. There needs to be an age limit added tomorrow off your there needed to be an age limit added to tomorrow off the year qualifications. Oh, you saying he's a senior citizen who's a rookie. I got you, Shanithia. I see what you're saying. You're saying they're trying to give him the Ben Simmons Rookie of the Year. I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down now. The rookie QB play has been bad this season, excluding 12 who had no first-team reps most of the year. Yeah, I don't think this is the year to give it to a rookie quarterback because you had wide receivers play really well, running backs play really well. Quinshon Judkins was on that pace before teams realized we can't throw the ball deep. Dart not winning enough games to win. Bias in the house, Fannin. I would have said Emeka, but the Bucks haven't played well as of late. I guess Tech. I would pick Emeka, but it would be nice if a tight end won it. It would be different. I agree. I looked at it. For the most part, it's a QB award sprinkled in with some running backs and receivers, but for the most part, they want to give this to QBs, but I think I would give this to Tate or Emeka Ibuka. I would love for Harold Fannin to get it as a tight end, but just they're going to say you got more receptions, less yards. That's what I think they will hold against him. That's what they'll hold against him. So that worked out. It got us to where we needed to go. Let's look at the poll. All right, 85% say O-line. We're all on the same page with the O-line. I don't know how you look at the Cleveland Browns and don't look at them needing to upgrade the O-line. All right, let's go back to it. Let's go here. If you didn't hear this the other day, I thought this was pretty funny.
G. Bush. I never thought you would say that, man.
Let's speed this up.
They were supposed to win. They were supposed to clinch the division and go off drinking Kool-Aid, doing their thing. The Browns came out there with a patchwork line, rookies everywhere, and they gutted out a win. And Cass was kind of salty. They was like, "Oh man, we about to get, you messed our draft choices up." I said, "Man, listen, do you believe you played against the Steelers and you understand?" I watched all them games y'all played against the Steelers. Them games mean something. And what were your thoughts on, whether you should be playing for playoff position, or not playoff, but draft picks, or coming out there getting your team ready to go?
Let me explain something to you. And I would like to explain this to fans all over our great NFL country. If you accept losing, you're a loser. Okay?
Talk to him.
And under no circumstances, I've been competing my whole life. And the record may not reflect how bad I want to win. But I'm always going out there to win. We're all competitors. And if you go out there and ever tell somebody it's okay to lose, or we're not going to do everything we can to win, how do you fix that before you fix the players? There's something to be said about having a winning culture, even though you may not be winning. And then you have to I've seen a whole bunch of teams that have tanked for better draft picks. And who's to say you're going to pick the right dude anyway?
Yeah.
Look at all the top quarterbacks in the league. How many of them were drafted in the teens? Right? So, I get what everybody's saying, but if you have 20 guys on your team that you've let just mail it in, and those are going to be your base for next year, how you going to fix that? How you going to fix that losing attitude that you actually cheered for your team to have?
Y'all see it. A.M. Williams, you remember, that was my quote I had, and this is one of those ones you can't be on the fence about. We show up, and anything you keep a score, we want to win. If you keep a score, we want to win. As soon as you start to accept losing, you're a loser, you're always going to be a loser, because then you can mentally trick yourself into finding good reasons to be a loser. You can find good reasons to want to be a loser, and that's not okay. That's not okay at all. Sensible Leroy made it to the show. Zedric, that's a fact. That's a fact. Bull was there. He was quiet as a mouse. He was not saying nothing. When a day earlier than this, he was saying that he was mad that they won. He was saying he was mad. I think it's very telling of how much of a tone shift it's been since Shedeur has started games. I agree. That's true, though. No absolute game changers in the draft. I just know their faces were red as whatever that is behind him. That's a fact. And they didn't even know. Let me see. They didn't even know how to follow it up. So they just going to let him talk. And then Dustin's going to ask a weird question here. Let me skip forward. Let me just play this for y'all so y'all can see what happens. Winning is the goal. That's it.
To try to position yourself from one of those top draft picks is not guaranteeing you're going to turn it around. But it does show one thing. You're going to have some guys in there that's okay with losing.
The only thing you don't want.
Shedeur Sanders has played well at times. He's had some wow moments. He's also
Y'all hear how quiet it is? Whenever they have a guest, it's people jumping at the bit so they can ask a question. Y'all hear how quiet that got? They got real quiet. And then Dustin couldn't even really formulate his question here. So I just thought that was very telling. That was very telling. When you have an athlete there, they pull up different. They pull up real different. I'm going to pull something that Shanithia sent me because I thought it was good because I don't have time to find the actual. Let's copy the link. I don't have time to find this on UCSS, but I thought this was good.
Spoke with Dane Brook.
All right, so I think he said right at the. This is on Tyvus. This is about Tyvus. Shanithia sent me this that I want to show y'all. Let's get rid of Leroy. Let's get rid of here. Still got that coming. We don't need to see the Browns. Okay, clean this up. Yeah, I don't think people have the intentions to win. The losing mentality is why UCSS needs a new team. Yeah, because they don't know how to win, and instead of just coming out saying I don't know how to win, they think losing is the way to win, and it's not. They think losing is the way to go, and it's not. Shout out to Raw Status TV. This is his video. Shanithia sent me this, and she said at the 8:20 mark. So let's get to the 8:20 mark. And I watched this earlier, and this is my issue with Tyvus. Tyvus understands the game, but too many times Tyvus is up there playing a role. He's up there playing a role instead of just calling things for what they are. Instead of calling for what it is. So here we go. Shout out to Shanithia for sending me this on Patreon.
5 quarterback, or you got to have a top 5 offensive line.
Well, no, you still have to have a top 15 quarterback. Tyvus, you can't win with a bad quarterback.
Sure. So, but if you're going to have a top 15 quarterback,
then the rest of the team's got to be really good.
You better have a top 5 offensive line.
Yes,
that's my point.
Right.
So which one you think is easier to get right now with the Browns' current situation?
Excellent point by Tyvus.
So that question did make sense. Bull is not going to want to answer that question. He's not going to answer that question because it will expose what he's saying. Yeah, Tyvus is like Quincy. You know what, Detroit Gemini? Quincy doing what he does for clicks, I understand it. He was never in the NFL. A person being in the NFL doing that, I gotta take more points away from you because you know better. You've seen better. You've seen how it works. So to still play that game and be mentioned in the same breath as a person who never played in the NFL, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Not a good look at all. Tyvus has how many faces? More than 2. I can't stand Tyvus either. That don't even make sense. Shedeur has been consistently improving every game. I agree. Tyvus is like Quincy. Can't stand Quincy neither. Yeah, I don't even react to none of this stuff. It ain't even worth it. All right. It ain't even worth it. Let me push this forward slightly. Actually, let's listen to Raw Status TV says, and let's push it forward.
Right now, the offensive line is where you want to go. And wide receiver, you have the draft picks to build a championship team here. The goal is to win football games, not to get the quarterback that's going to be the top 15. I think he's going to be good. If you watch Shedeur Sanders and you think that dude, the sky, there is no ceiling. The sky's the limit for that guy. I'm talking about the accuracy, about the IQ, the elusivity. The decision-making will get better. It's not that bad. He's thrown a couple of bonehead picks, but don't they all? Especially when they're rookies. Let's keep going.
That's funny you said that. Quincy is never a subject. Yeah, that's why y'all never seen me react to him. One thing I will say, this is what they started to do. And we kind of spoke about this on Patreon, Shanithia. They start moving the goalposts. So first, Shedeur's not going to make the team. Then Shedeur is not better than Dylan Gabriel. Then they changed it to they saw him and watched him play better than Dylan Gabriel. Now they act like if you bring up that fact that he's better than Dylan Gabriel, you are doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Even though we sat there and listened for all that time, people telling us he was better than Dylan Gabriel, and we knew he wasn't. Now they don't even want you to bring it up. It's not. You don't just want to be better than Dylan Gabriel, so you don't want to be better than a person that they told you that he was better than all these months. Okay, we let him rock out with that. Now they're saying he needs to be. First they said top 10. He needs to be a top 10 quarterback next year. Next year he needs to be a top 10 quarterback. How do you become a top 10 quarterback without having top 10 level talent around you? Then they even realized, yeah, that's too much to ask. We can't say top 10. Maybe let's say top 15. So now we got to have a top 15 quarterback in coming off of a shortened season where he wasn't getting reps. And that's what he got to turn into. And any person that isn't willing to say he's going to be a top 15 quarterback next year must now say we got to trade heaven and earth to get Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore. So y'all see how they keep moving the goalposts? They just keep moving it. And now what they're doing is they're moving the goalposts slightly away. They're not moving it a lot because they went from top 10 quarterback to now he got to be top 15. That's not the question. It's one question you must ask yourself about Shedeur. This is what you got to ask yourself. At the very start of the offseason program for these NFL teams, will Dante Moore show up? Will Fernando Mendoza show up and be better than what Shedeur will be when he shows up? That's the question. That first day. Not what he going to do over time. No. Shedeur's in the NFL right now. They're playing in college football playoff. When we go into the offseason program, when they show up that first day, if they are not better than Shedeur, it's zero reason for us to really even talk about them. And I'm happy that the Raiders are going to take Fernando Mendoza. We don't got to talk about it. Now the question is, when Dante Moore shows up, will he be better than Shedeur? And everybody knows the answer. Everybody knows the answer. Everybody knows the answer. So that's what it is. The fact that Bull looks the way he does, all that needs to be said. If you can't wipe your properly, then you need to be quiet. Man, oh man. Our Jizzle. I ain't gonna argue about it. I ain't gonna argue about it. I like the guy. He is a real deal. Yeah, Raw Status TV. This is my first time ever seeing anything from him. Hey. Bull looks a mess. Bull looks a mess. His look is losing, and that's why he has a losing mentality. Also, I've noticed this week that Bull secretly watches other content creators when they talk about him. He secretly watches other content creators. He brought that up and tried to say to G. Bush the other day, on your podcast, you say this about other people in the media. Oh, your insecurity is showing. You might want to cover that up. Yeah, our Jizzle. Our Jizzle. I couldn't even keep a straight face when I read it the first time. They're moving the goalpost to a corner where they lose all credibility. They always let their dislike for biased reason torch their credibility, then cry/whine when they get called out. That's a fact. That's what they really don't like right now. They don't like the fact that people are calling them out. Y'all, Dante Moore also hasn't declared for the draft. I doubt he will. If he's smart, the people close to him will tell him, don't do it this year. You don't want to go to the Jets. Yeah, our Jizzle for real. Zedric, he on one today for real. DG was not a top QB any hour, day, or year. He does not compare to Shedeur. And that's why they get so angry when you say Shedeur is way better. Now you can look at him on the field and say he's way better. Because before they wanted us to believe what the Cleveland Browns were saying, and it wasn't true. New Cleveland media members need to be drafted too. Out with the old. It's just Maya. Talk to him. Talk to him. Let me let him say that. Let's listen to this next part. Then we're gonna be done with this.
I think both are very hard to get right now. They have no offensive linemen.
I think.
Well, you know, right? Given right now, we picking 7th right now.
Yeah, without trading up, it's probably more likely to get the off. But you still need 5 offensive linemen.
And then the thing about Mendoza and Moore is if you watch them play,
that's a different story.
This is we're gonna be done with this video, but let me say this to y'all. In this clip right here, you see Tyvis asked him a direct question. G. Bush didn't want to answer the question. Bull did not want to answer the question because he knew that Tyvis had painted him in a corner. Then the go-to thing that they always say that I cannot stand, if the Browns like him more. I don't care what the Browns like because the Browns do not have a history of success. So we cannot go based on what they do. We have to go based on what good teams do or good evaluators do. We can't go based on the Browns. And that's their default when they get backed into a corner. Well, if the Browns believe, why are we listening to the Browns? I have videos from the summer saying we can't trust the Browns. Now everybody's saying they don't want Andrew Berry. But these are the same people that you're saying trust when you get painted into a corner. It don't make sense. If you actually watch these guys, you will have an assessment of who they are. And since you don't have an assessment of who they are, you're saying trust the Browns when nobody trusts the Browns. I don't even have to poll y'all. I don't even have to ask the question, do y'all believe the Browns? Because I know y'all don't believe the Browns. So it don't even make sense. So it's not hard to get an efficient O-line. Bull needs to stop. Chicago did it in one offseason. Wet 11s. It's all in my ear during when I play their clips. If you listen to headphones, you hear the breathing in your ear, and you like, what is this? What is this? It's bad. It's bad. They think they control that because of where he was drafted, Asante. At some point, your draft status does not matter as much as they wanted to. That's a fact. Everybody looks good in college at QB on the stack squad. That's a fact. G. Bush was looking at Bull with confusion, like, what? He was. When he tried to say, oh, you say this? Nah, just because you call people out for what they say and hold them accountable, that is not you being in your feelings like he wanted to. D, the 2017 mark is a great spot because Tyvis gets Bull on 2 points. All right, 2017. Let's go to it. Because Sanithia, you knew I was close to being done with it. Let's get. We're gonna start at 2010 and let it ride.
Will you agree that if, let's say that Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore are really that good?
Yeah.
Would you agree that they would face the same problems if you have to trade all assets? Let's say you have to give up both first rounds, a first next year and a second this year. You'd be willing to do it. You'd be willing to do it.
Hell no. Nobody's that good.
So you put him in a very tough spot.
Right.
Yes, he's going to.
So that means that you're left with third and beyond picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you fixing everything around him? We have no cap space.
It's going to take longer. He's going to be fired.
So you admit that when you see Fernando or Dante Moore next year, he's going to struggle as well.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if he's that special, if I really
got
thought
him.
He's that special, he'd probably struggle. Yes, but you'd see.
Okay. So with Shedeur, you didn't see? You haven't seen?
I've seen some.
Got him.
Yeah, but you might see more over a long season. Shedeur's only had 7 games.
He got him. Shout out to Shadithia for letting me know where to go in the video because I was about to be done with it. He got him right there. If you go trade away all your high draft capital where you can acquire talent who can step right in and play, they're not going to be behind a good team. It's going to be the same situation playing itself out. And so now y'all see why I got the biggest issue with Tyvis. Tyvis understands the game of football. So as soon as he is playing a role, that's when I can't get with him. I can't get with him because you see he understands it. Bull probably has not watched one full game with Mendoza or Moore. He couldn't even tell you if they're pocket passes or not. That's a fact. CO7 111. That's a fact. He ain't watching. Bull was stuck right there. Let's see if he say anything because Tyvis got the grin like got him. Let's see if he say anything.
A quarterback the whole season.
I believe
this is a very good argument.
It is because it's like
G. Bush don't even got to say that. He said this is a very good argument. Bull is such an unserious person. Shaking my head. Yeah. Hey, I hope they enjoy the views this year because they're not going to be there next year. They said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I never amount to anything, but I'm glad to say I'm on my way. Legendary testimony. Talk to him. Talk to him. He got Bull. He painted him in the corner right here. He painted him in the corner. You can't get out the corner. This is what happens when you're speaking on situations you don't know about because the person who has watched these guys can speak about Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore. The person who has not watched them cannot speak about it. So then they put the onus on the Browns to make the decision because they cannot do it on their own. They can't do it on their own. This is another situation Detroit Gemini sent me. So we're going to get to this. The Cleveland sports media is obsessed with the QB position. They really want a popularity contest and not based on talent. That's it. When we break down these teams in the offseason, they're going to be surprised to realize, y'all are going to be surprised that teams don't build the way the Cleveland media says they should. That's the correct thought I want to say. Teams are not built the way they say build them. Teams are not built from get a quarterback and put everything else around it. That's not it. If you want sustained success, you build out the boring parts of the team. Teams that are good for a long time, they always build out the boring part of a team. The boring part. You go get the best center. Then the next year, you get the best guard. And you build it out slowly like that. It does not look good. It does not sound good on paper. People are not clapping and cheering because it's not the speedy wide receivers. All you have to do, this shows you how unserious Bull is, Maya. All he has to do is look at the Cincinnati Bengals. They got the quarterback. They built our receivers and talent. They never built out their O-line. Every year they're changing their O-line, and every year they were losing key players on their defense. Every year they're losing key players on their defense. Now you look at the team, and they're just a pinch better than the Browns, only because they can score points. That's not a winning formula either. So that shows you the lack of effort that they put in when they go into these new episodes or new shows. Just look at the Cincinnati Bengals. Case study. It's a case study. Just look at the Cincinnati Bengals. No person would say Joe Burrow isn't a top 5 QB. No person. No person would say Jamar Chase is not a top 5 wide receiver. No person would say T. Higgins is not, when it comes to number 2 receivers, is not a top 3 number 2 receiver. No person would say that. Nobody. But once you look at the rest of the team that wasn't built out properly, they scrambling and scraping. Defensive line can't get pressure. They overdraft guys because they have a need. Then the guys don't perform. Then you have a team that should be in playoff contention who's not, with one injury. So all you got to do is look at Cincinnati. You don't got to go that far. The same state. Supposedly Bulls' favorite team. It's right there. It's right there. Cleveland media is exhausting. I don't know how people listen to them. I'll tell y'all something. So I listen to stuff like on 2x speed, trying to get through it so I can see if there's something in there that I want to have a counterpoint against. But it's times where I just can't even listen to it. So if y'all notice, every once in a while, we don't just show no Cleveland media. And that's because I got to a point where I couldn't even sit through, listen to them to see if it's worth me even having a counterpoint on what they say. Because then it's just arguing, it's yelling, it's hypotheticals, it's tell me today what this player is going to do in the next 5 years. It's just too much. So I just move forward from those things. I move right off of them. I do not stay there long. I'm telling you, I don't stay there long. I'm beginning to think once they have a good QB, what will they talk about? It's just for content. They'll be twiddling their thumbs and the content will be worse than it is now. Too exhausting. They are super exhausting. Barry is going to get Shedeur help. I agree with that. Thinking about it now, Shannon could have saved this 15 minutes. Terrible take. Yeah, for real, Zedric. Detroit Gemini, she sent me this. She wanted to hear my reaction to it. So I said, I'm going to react to it on the stream because it got sniped from the other stream. But this, once you really look at it, you see how bad the take was. Cleveland is truly best to have a defense that's good. Everything else is toilet water at best. For real. For real, C.A. Anderson. Remember, Barry has something to prove with Shedeur making it. That's a fact. That's a fact. All right, let's play it.
How to use them. If you ain't got the right weapons, it don't matter.
That too.
I'm not. Man, y'all need to stop. Y'all just trying to start something. But it's anyway. Oh, you giving up on Shedeur?
Oh.
Let me ask you guys. Right now, any amount of money you bet, any amount of money that you do bet, would you willing to bet that the Browns do not take another quarterback, either in free agency or the draft? Yes or no? How much money are you willing to bet to say no, they don't?
Shannon, this is the easiest bet I ever been offered in my life. I'm willing to bet however much money you're willing to give me. However much money you're willing to give me, because you're going to lose this bet. This is what happens when people, I'm telling y'all, it's amazing. If he was just asked a question to break down something that happened on the field, he would knock it out of the park. He is even going to say he's saying this from a business standpoint and from an analyst standpoint. We already got all the answers to the stuff that Shannon's going to say based on the conversation we had early. The take is going to get worse and worse as he goes on. So however much money you want to give away, I'll take it. Because on this one, you're 1,000% wrong. 1,000% wrong. So, hey, however much you want to give away. Zedric, because they assume nobody will take the bet. I'll take the bet. How much money do you want to give away? Because that's what it's going to be. How much you want to give away, man? How much you want to give away? 25,000? However much you want to give away. How much you want to give away? Because it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Then he's going to call other people emotional as his emotions get ramped up. It's the craziest thing. Let's watch it, y'all.
Or y'all just want to talk ish? That's what I thought.
I want however much money you're willing to give.
There are not a whole lot of quarterbacks, unless you've proven, so they're going in the draft to get one, or they're going to get one in free agency. Unless you're one of these top 10 quarterbacks, you a Dak Prescott, or you a Patrick Mahomes,
Joe, Josh.
Yeah, one of those.
Barnes, Herbert.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that the Las Vegas Raiders, are they going to get?
Okay, y'all. Zedric caught it right away. He said, how much you want to bet? Something you say when you don't have a leg to stand on. That's point number one. You want to know what's number two? As soon as you take it off of the subject that you started talking about and take it to other teams. This is the second point where he's trying to move the goalpost. Hey, you don't even got to go to the gym after you did this. He already moved the goalpost 2 times, y'all. He moved them 2 times. Did you watch the Allen Robinson interview about the NFL ranking and Sanders? I saw clips from it. What time? How much time we got? We might be able to get to it. I might have time to pull it up. Wet 11s. Yeah, the phone is going good. We still riding out on it. Let's hit a couple comments before we get back to what Shannon is just talking about. Barry is only doing what they should have done in the draft. They had Shedeur go through all of this for what? To end up with him starting anyway? Facts. I believe he just run out of content and talking to hear himself talk. This take seemed like that. Shannon's skin is too thin because he always let the chat get to him. Dude, not everyone is going to agree with you. That's a fact. Anybody, if you were thinking, man, I want to get into content creation, I see somebody doing this, it's one book you need to read. You have to read this book. The Courage to Be Disliked. You have to read that book. You have to know that people are going to disagree with you, and it has to not impact your day. He needs to read this book. And, he's older than me, so he should be giving me game. I shouldn't be giving him game, but he should be reading that book. The Courage to Be Disliked. It should not set you off to this point. It shouldn't. It should not. Shannon reading from a script. He talking loud and saying nothing. For real, C.A. Anderson. I think Shannon is doing this for clicks. He could be. He can't really believe what he is saying. It gets worse the longer he spoke, too. Shannon doesn't need to give any more money to anyone. I'm just saying, it's just Maya. Just saying. He got defensive, so it may be true. He got defensive quick. Did Shannon forget Browns ain't got no money? He sounds uninformed. That was my biggest takeaway from this. He doesn't know what he's talking about. CO7111. Then he took it to one of the best ran teams in the league. Be for real, Shannon. For real. Now they're trying to predict Shedeur entire career after playing 6 games. They're insane. Shannon don't have no money. He gave it all to that woman. I heard somebody retire after they said this.
I got money.
Hey, I ain't saying it. That's just what the internet's saying. The internet said that. That's what the internet said. I ain't saying it. The internet said that. Blame it on the internet.
Quarterback, yes or no? Arizona Cardinals, will they bring a quarterback in or draft a quarterback? Yes or no?
This is one of Shannon's worst takes. I agree, Tessa.
Sometimes, like when you do an analyst job, sometimes you got to take emotions out of it. You got to take feelings out of it.
Everything he is exhibiting is feelings and emotion. Everything. Shannon got in his feelings about the chat's reaction to what he said about Lamar. He's a sensitive fella. I'm saying, he needs that book, The Courage to Be Disliked. You have to wake up and not let people move you like this. When Shannon speaks, he sounds like da 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 da.
Have you ever had a dream that you
For
you
real?
had
All right, Shannon.
you want to.
Hey, you got to do better. Now, he was doubling, tripling down, going in the wrong direction. Now he's saying take emotion out of it. He's putting on the analyst cap. He's going to make another mistake. He's going to make another mistake in this. Key Mathis, for real.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
Ocho knew not to say nothing. This ain't calling down the middle. Ocho is letting him spaz out. Ocho just sat back. Hey, this you. I'm going to hit my cigar. He just letting him go. Look at all this quiet. He just letting him go. Go ahead. Say something else.
Y'all just want to hold on to feeling, bro. I'm just telling you, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of an organization.
Which organization, Shannon? Which organization? You're not looking at through the lens of the Browns.
I don't even trust the organization, especially not.
Yeah, but people say, well, don't nobody care about the Raiders. How many people you think jumping up and down about the Browns? Do they care?
How many times he done moved this goalpost? Shannon, the amount of muscles you should have gained from moving this goalpost around your house. The amount of muscles you should have gained because you done moved this goalpost all over the place. Ocho gave you an out right there. Ocho reeled you back in. He said, I don't trust the organization. Ocho reeled you back in. Ocho reeled you back in. And let's see if you take his assistance and run with it. Let's see. Because Ocho brought you back. He said, come on, bring it back in, big dog. I can't let you go out like this. I can't let you go out like this.
About the Browns or they care about Shedeur?
What that got to do with anything?
Let's be real.
I like that.
I like that. Shannon, what does that have to do with the cost of tea in China? What you got going on, man? You brought this subject up. You said you're an analyst. You said you're looking at through the lens of an organization. You can't be. You can't. So far away from the main point. LA Fitness Organization, for real. He's talking about a franchise that don't make money. Shannon just be talking. This is an example of, even if I agree with a lot of what somebody says, I don't agree with any person 100% of the time, because people will do stuff like this. You'll be backing them, you'll be supporting them, and they do stuff like this, and they say stuff like this, and then they're so demonstrative and unapologetic about what they're saying, and it's not rooted in truth. It's not rooted in truth. You ain't talking about the Browns. He hasn't looked at the Browns salary cap situation. He hasn't looked at which quarterbacks are available. He hasn't looked at if these quarterbacks will want to go to the Browns. He hasn't looked at what the Browns have been putting out there for everybody to see with how they treat quarterbacks and treat Shedeur. He hasn't looked at none of that stuff. But you telling me this about business? How is this about business? Like, it don't make no sense. Keep at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm happy I just didn't drink something after reading what Keep at this just said. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Keep at this. You. Oh man. Let me get it together. Let me regroup and focus. Let me focus. I used to feel on Undisputed he was pretty prepared on his points. He needs a new producer. That's a fact. So many times he's put his foot in his mouth since he's been on Nightcap. Are we listening to someone who paid a woman $20 million? You are having Wet 11s. That's what I'm saying. Wet 11s. The internet said she said this.
I got money.
The internet said that's what she said. I'm just saying what the internet said. Here's the thing: when you use your friend's son as clickbait, you have to defend your position to that friend. It's a consequence. He's not talking to the chat, but to Prime trying to defend. Man, that makes a lot of sense because what he's saying makes no sense. What he is saying makes no sense. So that's a real good perspective that I didn't think about. I just know when I heard it and I watched it, I was like, he is all over the place with this. Ocho just letting him, hey, this on you. This ain't on me. Ocho ain't getting in the middle of it.
So, what?
Just because you want Shedeur to be the starter doesn't mean the Browns are going to let Shedeur be the starter.
Yeah, it don't matter what I want. I own the team. See, if Ocho and I own the team, we can put in and play whoever we wanted to. Kind of like what Jerry does. We don't own a team. I hope y'all actually think Jimmy Haslam, Andrew Barrett, and Kevin Stefanski actually listen to us on that.
Yeah.
He don't even know what the original point is no more, y'all. He lost the plot. So if the Browns somehow take a QB, what happens to 12 and Dylan? Who do you think they move or cut? Through the Fire podcast, what's going on? I don't think they take a QB. I think they have too much money tied up into the quarterback position to take a QB. I don't think free agent quarterbacks who are wanted by other teams have the Browns high up on the list. I don't even think it makes sense for the Browns to go get another veteran when you got a veteran sitting right there who the Browns believe is mentoring them and doing a good job behind the scenes. So I don't think they do it. I don't think they do it at all. D, I'm looking like you was at the fight. For real. Wet 11 is trying to figure out what is happening. When I was watching this, I was like, this is bad. And it only gets worse. He know he was wrong, and that's why he moved on. He did. Ocho acting like he ain't even paying attention now. Ocho had one time where he tried to pull him out and say he don't trust the organization. I was saying because they still floating this mess. Yeah, I haven't even through the Fire podcast, I haven't even thought about it because it's such a low likelihood of it happening. That's one of those ones where I'm looking at it like it's a 10% chance of them getting another QB. So that's something that I can't even really focus on too much. I keep it at 90. I keep it at 90% of what I think it's going to be. So I haven't even thought about it because to me, I think they go in and say, we're going to ride with Shedeur this year. And Deshaun's going to be the backup. We're not going to take that $80 million cap hit. Dylan's going to be our third guy. He's not going to cause a scene. And if everything goes well, Andrew Berry looks perfect. If everything doesn't go well, then they look at the 2027 draft. I think that's how they look at it. A lot of people get far deep into the ifs, and then you kind of just lose the plot of what's happening in real time. So for me, if I think it's less than 10% likelihood, I just look at it like that probably won't happen. I agree. They're not taking the QB. Their games were literally shown on national TV the last two times because of Shedeur. Shedeur is here to stay. He's saying he was coming from an organization and a business standpoint. Is he talking about what Jimmy Haslam see in the jerseys? Is he talking about the interest in Shedeur? Is he looking at any of that stuff? A business person, I'm going to tell you what a business person would do. Because let me get him off the screen, though. A business person would say, we have all the interest in the world. We have a level of interest in the Cleveland Browns that we have never seen. And that's not even up for debate because you have the current quarterback on your team is what, the 5th or 6th most Googled person in the world? The Browns have never had that much interest in them. So we gotta be real. I'm a Browns fan my whole life, but sometimes you just gotta acknowledge what the facts are. The interest is on a totally different level. He is showing you things where you say, this might be something. He's selling all the jerseys. You're seeing the fanfare on the road. What any business person say, let's pass on this for the unknown when I'm breaking in all this extra money? How does that make financial sense? C.A. Anderson told y'all she's an accountant. C.A. Anderson, would you ever advise one of your clients to cut off an income stream and hope for another income stream? This income stream has proven over time that it's going to bring in money. Would you ever advise them to cut that off for the hope of another income stream that's unproven? It's one of them things. It don't make sense. Nobody would tell you to do that. Nobody would tell you to do that. Shannon needs to be sent to time out for his comments. These comments were way off. I was listening to this and I was like, man, he's just going worse and worse. He off the deep end with this one. He needs to go somewhere with his shiny lips. The media will continue to float these narratives for content and clicks. That's for real. I'm a homegrown Packer fan, but I'm all over this Cleveland issue. Yeah, I feel you. They need to capitalize on the attention 12 brings to the organization. That's it. A.M. Williams says, you're right. From a business standpoint, he can't even explain to me why you wouldn't move forward with Shedeur. If we don't even talk about football, he said he was talking about business and as an organization. Find me the reason why a business or organization would say we're going to move off of Shedeur. He can't find it. I don't see a way where he doesn't start the season. Can you imagine that opening day numbers will be if he's announced as a starter early? Zedric, don't talk about business. Don't talk about numbers. Don't talk about money. Because Shannon told us that's what he was going based off of. But it sounds like that's what you're going based off of. We talking about the money here. Shedeur, when he's named the starter, I'm going to call it right now. When Shedeur is named the starter, the preseason games, that first preseason game, if they're going to play him there, it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. He's named the starter. Do y'all remember at the beginning of the year, Shedeur was not named a starter? The opening game you can still get tickets for the Friday and Saturday before the season opener. The home opener at that. The home opener this year, if they announce Shedeur is the starter, you will not be able to get tickets to the game. That's business. That's not what Shannon was talking about. Shannon was talking about some other stuff that I don't know. He was not talking about business. Not at all. Shedeur fans are gone if he gone. That's a fact. That's a fact. I would know that they are serious if they fire Kevin and Tommy don't draft a QB, develop around Shedeur, hire a coach that is glad to coach Shedeur. See Brown run. That's it. That's it. Shedeur will win them games with better offensive talent, period. He's already won more than the other QBs who got all the reps. Detroit Gemini. They don't like the facts of the situation. Shedeur's won more games in the worst situation than Dylan and Flacco. They don't want to talk about facts. They don't want to talk about facts. Do you know after the game, Pittsburgh fans waited outside to meet him? Yes, I did see that. Remember he signed on Well-Off video, he signed something, and he said, you got on the Steelers fan. And the kid was like, oh, I'm sorry. Remember he said that? Shedeur is embedded in the NFL now. He's touched the field and showed what he can do. To remove him will be another lawsuit at NFL doorstep. That's a fact. Shannon is in his feelings about his own struggle. Shedeur is not him. That's a fact because it don't make sense. I was listening to this and I was like, this makes no sense. What he's saying makes no sense on any level. On any level. And then once he boxed himself in to saying it was business related, he really didn't make sense. Really didn't make sense. He's been discussed 24/7 since the draft. No one can compete with that. Nobody. No sport can compete with that. Do you know what the NBA would do to have the coverage that just Shedeur Sanders has? It's probably thousands of podcasts that popped up because of Shedeur. Thousands. Do you know what the NBA would pay for this? It's crazy. And Shannon said this after they won against the Steelers. Shannon tripping. He's big tripping. Mendoza or Moore are not bringing that type of motion. Not even close. Not even close. They were talking about Dante Moore, and they were saying he's more of a quiet guy and all that. I was like, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. They can't bring what Shedeur brings to the table. Man, where's the name at? I'm trying to find. We'll get to it. I'll get to it. Are training camp sessions open to the public? I would think that fans would show up. I would think the fans will show up and be given actual reps. They are open to the public. Certain are. You can definitely go in Cleveland, and then sometimes at other teams you can go as well. So you could definitely go. Shout out to Wet 11s. Shout out to Wet 11s.
Oh my God! Wow!
I got money.
Shout out to you, Wet 11s. I appreciate you. You've been rock solid since you've been here. I appreciate you. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Never leave a certainty for uncertainty. That's a fact. Fannin, Carson, and Njoku didn't practice. I don't know if Carson might still try to play. I don't know about the other two. I'm going to the game next season with Shedeur starting, no doubt. Oh yeah, I might go to a couple games. Just an early warning for y'all. Depending on what happens with the watch parties, because I don't know if they're gonna start cracking down on them. But if they start cracking down on the watch parties and they start clipping me, then we're gonna go to post game reactions. We're gonna go to post game reactions, and if we go to post game reactions, I could do that on the road. So I'll probably go to multiple games if that's the case, where we'll do post game reactions next season. So we got to see. We got to see. That's why Bronny James comparisons are weak. Zedric, they are super weak. People tried to attack them the same way. They did not make sense. They did not make sense. D, if someone will scrap a moneymaker for an unproven adventure, they got billions to lose. And the last I saw, people with money ain't stupid. That's it. Once he said he was coming from the side of money, it never made sense. Nobody would do that. Nobody would do that. What he's talking about. Really, they just need a head coach. Shedeur already works with Musgrave and his personal QB coach. They just need an OC, Tommy Reese, or someone else. I agree. They need somebody with I agree. They need somebody who's a little bit more creative offensively, who's up to speed. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Where we at? Tommy Reese said he's designing new plays for Shedeur. I noticed that. So in the film breakdown, I noticed that he's introducing some new formations and some new concepts. I think it's hard because it's so late in the year. That's why I said I think you can upgrade from Tommy Reese, but if they didn't, I understand it. But how do you bring in a new coach and not upgrade the OC? I don't know. So it's up in the air. But he is designing some new stuff for Shedeur. I've seen it. Dante being quiet is reasonable. Look at Dylan. TK, I agree. New Year's Day press conference. Yep, I watched that one from Tommy Reese. D, let's do it on Patreon if they get you. If Shedeur, that's why I said next year. So like this Sunday is still gonna be normal and all that stuff. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm a Browns fan. I'm excited for Shedeur. I wanted Shedeur at number 2. I'm gonna try to get to some games next year if Shedeur is named the starter. I'm gonna try to get to some games, and I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna try to get to some games. So we got options. It's out there, but Shedeur named the starter. Y'all want to go to games? I'll be at some games. I don't think I'll go to all 17 games, but you know we might do some post game for at least about 4. I might get to 4 games. That's why I'm letting y'all know early, way out in advance. Next season, they say he the starter. Your boy gonna be at a couple of them. Let's do it on Patreon. If they get you there, that's an option. That's an option. If anything, I probably just won't be able to play the sound for y'all. But definitely, I'm gonna get to some games if Shedeur is named the starter for the whole year. Yeah, I'm gonna get to some games. I'm gonna get to him. Haslam isn't getting rid of Shedeur because he knows Jerry Jones is waiting in the wings, ready to pounce for real. You can do watch parties. You just have to narrate the play. TK, I think that's gonna be. If it happens again, I think that's what it'll be. I think that's what it'll be. You already had a game tracker. Yeah, I think that's what it'll be. We'll find a way around it. We'll definitely find a way around it. But if they name Shedeur the starter, maybe even starting with the home opener, I might be at the game. So I'm letting y'all know in advance, your boy gonna be at some games. I'm looking at, if they name Shedeur the starter, I want to at least get to 4 games when the weather is still nice or in cities where they have domes. I'm trying to see it live, y'all. I'm trying to see it live. I don't think Njoku will be on the team next year. What do you think? Njoku said he wants to come back. Njoku has a dead money cap hit for next year already, so I think he'll test free agency. But if it's reasonable, I think he'll come back. It would make sense for him to come back from the Brown side because they can then stretch that dead money that they already are taking without him being under contract. Yeah, Wet 11s, I'm definitely going to be at some games. Shedeur starts next year. We organize tailgate and game attendance. For real, Shanithia, I agree with that. We definitely got to, because I'm going to be there. I'm letting y'all know in advance, if they announce Shedeur as a starter, the home opener, I'm going to be there. Just let y'all know early. I don't even know who we play in the home opener, but the home opener, I'll be there. Let y'all know way in advance. I'm saving my PTO at work. Yeah, we got to get ready. I'm going to. We should all do a meetup. Yeah, I'm definitely down. Because I'm trying to be in the building. The excitement. When I went to the Carolina Panthers preseason game, just the excitement. Wherever Shedeur went, the whole crowd is looking that way. That's even pregame, and then postgame it was similar. So it's just an experience. You definitely want to get to a game. You definitely want to get to a game. You definitely do. D, don't say if, say when. And when they name Shedeur as a starter, we in there. I like that. When they name him the starter, we in there. But D, there are venture capitalists out there that will invest in winners, then sell wise up, but that's another subject. And the key is making money, not choosing losing. For real, Cia Anderson. For real. Off the record meetup, for real. Key Mathis, we could do it. When they name him the starter. Definitely will go to a live game with the squad. Yeah, we could definitely set it up and I think the easiest is if it's the home opener. Hopefully it's not too far for people. But the home opener will be good because at that point you still have pretty solid weather in Cleveland, and then we know exactly which game it is. So, Toolman, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Toolman. What's going on? What is going on? When Shedeur is named the starter. Wet 11s, I like the way you're thinking. Let me get that right. When he's named the starter, we'll get it. We'll get it going. Also, yeah, Detroit Gemini, I went to the Carolina Panthers preseason game. I got there early. I got there when the gates opened, went in, was watching them warm up. I was moving around. Yeah, I was there early. I was there early for the preseason game. I like live sports. I like seeing live sports, and I like watching them in person. I like concerts. So it's stuff I go to where I'm like, so I usually, depending on how close the Browns are, if they play in Atlanta, I'll always go to Atlanta. I like going to games there. I like going to games in Atlanta. That's a lot of fun. If it's something in Miami, because I used to live down there, that's not bad. Still got friends down there. Of course, if it's back home in Cleveland, that's nothing to go there. So, yeah, I like to go to live sporting events, concerts, all that. So, when they announce him as a starter, just mark your calendars. Home opener. I'm in the building. Home opener. I am there. I was super nervous. I didn't think I would get like a full stream. out of running this off of my phone, and I don't even have, my phone is sitting over there because it had like better reception over there. I didn't think I would get a full stream, but hey, shout out to the technology holding it down for me because I don't think my internet came back on. ATL fan off the chain for Dion. Imagine his boy, for real. It would go crazy. If you want to talk about like just overall experiences going to a stadium, Atlanta is up there. Atlanta is way up there. The vibes, the feel, everything is up there. It's reasonably priced. Everything inside of I think it's the Superdome. Everything inside of the I don't know if it's a Superdome. I'm making that up. Mercedes-Benz, I think is the name on Atlanta. But you can get like concessions for under $20, so it's reasonable. Good views. So I like games in Atlanta for sure. I have so much time at the hospital. I work so much during COVID. People were taking leave of absence like crazy. I'm a surgical tech. Let's go. Hey, stack that time and use it so you can enjoy it. If I don't work, my work output could drop and then my pay drops. Oh, I don't like that, TK. That means you got to stay on the grind. You got to stay on top of it. When do they announce the starter? Do we have to wait until training camp? Hopefully it's not training camp. Hopefully we can read the tea leaves and they announce it. Hopefully we can read the tea leaves right after the draft. Hopefully we read the tea leaves after the draft. And then we can hopefully they announce it then so we can plan it early. But it's the Browns, so they might not announce it until training camp. Yeah, I like going to games in Atlanta. Key Mathis, I like going to games there. So if I don't know if the Browns are going to play the NFC South next year, but if they play NFC South next year, I'm definitely there when they play Atlanta. It was Hammer time back then. Tour Man taking it back. I remember Dion with MC Hammer back in the day when football was football. It was almost like it was a different sport back then. G Bush had hit him up in his inbox. Somebody mentioned your name. His members only live stream. They super chatted the comments. So G Bush is waiting to hear from you. I hit him up on X. Or Jizzle. Shout out to you. I hit him up on X, waiting to hear back from him. NIL will be the only road for some of these players ever to get the plan for the NFL. So they getting their money now. Selmo Fudd, for real. For real. Doggy Bone said, hey, we networking right now? I'm in IT. Hey, get in there. Hey, this is a community that we building. Just a like-minded people so we can grow. Of course, we enjoy the game of football, but we trying to be winners in real life. We trying to be winners in real life. Not just talk about being winners. Zedric, you're right. They could announce it whenever. Looks like we're headed toward training camp. Yeah. That's why I say just the easiest thing is if they announce it early, home opener, I'll just be there. A business will only choose to lose if they need tax write-off, but if's generally not a money-making business they choose to lose with. Okay, that's enough accountant talk for the day. C.A. Anderson, give it to him. Give it to him. When you make so much money that you say, I don't want to pay it all in taxes, you do look for write-offs. But that wasn't the context that Shannon was losing. But hey, C.A. Anderson, whenever you want to drop gems, drop gems. For real, C.A. Anderson, be careful. It gets scary, spooky out there. Please get what I'm saying and proceed with caution. For real. I want to say pew pew. Like Coleon Noir. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Off topic, but hoping Shiloh will be working off season to get on the team. Would be great to have a Sanders back in ATL. I think he's gonna get an opportunity. I think they misjudged Shedeur and Shiloh's character, who and how they carry themselves as human beings. And you can't tell me some of these teams can't upgrade at safety. So, Shiloh being on special teams and safety, I think you need that type of player who's looking to, be part of Headache Gang. You need that style of player. So he definitely should be on the roster. Definitely should be on the roster. Definitely should be on the roster. Yeah, I'm surprised my phone worked, but it worked. Hey, I said we gonna get a stream. We're gonna enjoy this day, so we did. Remember, we're gonna be live on Sunday, 12:45 Eastern Standard Time, last game of the year. We're looking for a Cleveland Browns win, and then to celebrate our victory Monday, we're looking for the Browns to announce on Monday that we are getting a new coach. So that's what we're looking forward to this weekend. That's what we're looking forward to. The schedule for next season should be out already. I think the NFL does like a schedule release. They did a schedule release this past year. Let me try to check real quick. I think they announced it, some of the games during the draft, or they announced the opponents. Let me look at it real quick. Let me look it up real quick. Because they did something weird during the draft, I remember, where people came out. Yeah, okay. The full NFL 2026 NFL regular season schedule typically released in mid-May 2026. Yeah. Yeah, mid-May 2026. So, yeah, mid-May. So that's what it'll be. And remember, y'all can sign up for the free Patreon. We know all the opponents, but we won't know the weeks. Y'all can sign up for the free Patreon. Then you can have a more personalized community there. And that's how we can coordinate if we all end up going to a game somewhere. So definitely tap into the Patreon. The bot should have been putting the links in there. It's always linked to the stream. But definitely tap into the Patreon. You can do a paid or free version. But then we could do more organizing over there. D, I had a question. While looking at the 2024 draft, did you always have Shedeur on your board for QB? I did. I wanted the Browns to take Shedeur at number 2. I watched him. I watched his accuracy. I thought he could play really well in a timing-based offense. So I always had him at the top. If you're cheering for high draft picks, you're not on the right team. Wrong boat. Tua, man, talk to him. Talk to him, Tua, man. I think you were talking about the draft. I didn't even know they did that until this year. Yeah, Zedric, I saw them had those people walk out on the stage and announce a game. I was like, what is this? We ain't cheering high draft picks over here. Talk to them, TK. Yeah, they did announce the teams. They play the Jaguars, Panthers next season. It will be good. Oh, they announced the teams already? Oh, hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. What division are we playing? Let me see. What? Okay, we know that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shout out to who put that in there? Shout out to Detroit Gemini. Shout out to Detroit Gemini. We looking at 1, 2. Hey y'all. we might be easily going to 4 games, y'all.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Easily going to 4 games. Easy going to 4 games. D, you think they will try out Jed Wills again? I would. As much help as they need, I would definitely bring him in for a look at right tackle. I would not look at him as left tackle. Right tackle, I would look at it. I want him to come to the Browns too. We are adventurous at best. D, bring the smoke. I wanted Shedeur. I wanted Shedeur before the draft, and I never switched up, not changing. Shout out to Detroit Gemini. It's looking like we're going to get to about 4 of them. Wait, home games. Hold on. I think I messed that up. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to get to quite a few. We're going to get to quite a few. When they announce Shedeur as the starter, we're going to get to quite a few. So shout out to y'all. Yeah, definitely tap into the Patreon. In the Patreon, we'll be able to organize better. So definitely tap in over there. What I'll do is I'll put a post up so everybody get it. Where you find the schedule, D. So this is what I did. I Googled it, and I'll read to you what they're saying so far. Of course, we're going to play the AFC North, but they're saying it's going to – it doesn't give the schedule. It just gives the teams. So we have the Texans, Colts, Falcons, Panthers as home games, and then AFC West teams and away games against the Jaguars, Saints, Buccaneers, Titans, AFC East, and NFC East with specific matchups, rotating opponents determined later. So the early look of Wet 11s. That's why Wet 11s. Now I'm paying attention. I'm correcting myself when they announce them. So the away games that they kind of put this together: Jacksonville, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Tennessee Titans, and then the AFC East and one NFC East team, Giants or Jets. But it's something called, where's the website I'm reading this from? Yahoo Sports put this out. Let's do this. Let me pull up on the screen real quick. Let's take this down. Put here. All right, this is what I'm seeing so far. This is what I was able to pull up. Yahoo Sports put this up. So this is a Yahoo Sports article. They're showing home opponents here. And then this is what they're saying for the road opponents. So they're saying the Jets, Giants, Titans, Bucks, Saints, Jaguars, and then the AFC North teams. So this is what I got from Yahoo Sports. Yeah, this is what we got. So the ones y'all see, this is the road opponents. That's road. And then this is who we're looking at home. That's what we're looking at. Can you say prime time? Zedric, I think prime time that I would just, if I had to guess, I'm thinking maybe a Houston Texans prime time for a home game. One of the divisional opponents, maybe the Bengals or the Ravens, potentially. Now, road opponents, I'm looking at, if they're smart, they're going to go Tennessee Titans because that was a heavily watched game that week. The Giants, if you got a rookie versus Jets. So it's a lot of options that they could go prime time. I'm guessing, I usually don't guess crazy things out or speculate that much. I'm guessing games that are not at 1 o'clock on Sunday, I'm guessing the Browns have 4. And that's a combination of 4:25 Thursday night football and potentially a Sunday night football game. That's what I'm saying. What's crazy is this team was 3-4 last season, 4-12 now. So what's the big deal in making this a big deal? And now Shedeur to start it for next season. Asante, that's what I want them to do. Looks like they fixed the O-line and true wide receiver. We might be in the playoff. I think we can be competitive for sure. For real. I'm right there with you, Marie. Depending on cost, I'm seeing a lot of games I could go to home and away. TK, that's what I'm saying. They got to let us know early. I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I probably need to try. I want to get to about 4 games at least. The game against the Falcons will go crazy in ATL. Yeah, I wish that was in Atlanta. It's showing a home game for now. I can see the Steelers being one since he got his first home win against them. That's an option too. I wouldn't be surprised if any of our AFC North games was a primetime game. Atlanta will be a win for the Browns, already celebrating. Yeah, Atlanta's falling apart for some reason. The schedule is easier than the 2025 schedule, isn't it? Y'all seeing what I'm seeing? I was trying not to get too excited, but I looked at this schedule and we're gonna play this. We're gonna play the schedule game after the season. After the season, we're gonna play the schedule game. But I'm looking at this like I'm seeing a couple teams that is looking like we can get. I don't want to call it too early, but this looking like some teams we can definitely get, y'all. I'm seeing some teams we can get. I'm seeing some we can get. So This is a Yahoo Sports article. Who asked me? I think somebody asked me where it was. I'll drop it in the chat real quick so y'all can see it. Y'all can pull it up.
Before the concussion, he was playing. I didn't talk about time. I'm talking about.
Hey, stop. All right, there you go. This is it in the chat. I just dropped it in the chat. I got friends and family in many of these cities. No, that's YouTube. No, I want. Wait, let me delete that. That's not the schedule. I want to drop the schedule. Let's remove that. Let me put the schedule here for y'all. The Yahoo Sports. Yahoo was here. Here we go. That's the link. The second one I posted is the link to the schedule. That's the link to the schedule. So if you wanted to check out the link, or not the schedule, but at least the teams and see the teams, that's the link right there. Wait, we didn't play the Steelers earlier this year. I know that they are comparing how DG played versus how Shedeur played. Yeah, we did play. We played both. We lost when DG played. He had a bunch of turnover-worthy throws. He threw the ball 52 times. Kevin Stefanski got away from the run game way too early. And then, of course, we won the game with Shedeur. Even NY, if the weather is right. Yeah, if it's early, that wouldn't be a bad one either. I know Miss Brown will be happy they playing up there. Schwartz looking like a dark horse candidate to keep most of the staff intact. Yeah, that's why I was saying Schwartz. I'm starting to hear that name more. So if they do want to keep Tommy Rees and they want to kind of keep him in order, Schwartz could be the guy. That's the way they could do it. So I agree with that. Always remember, a wounded dog is dangerous. Don't take anyone for granted. Michael Jordan, he always said, treat every team the same, no matter the record. Weather 11s, that's why I started getting, oh no, Fannin and Schlesinger out Sunday. That's why I started getting excited. But we got to see what else they do. I'm going to all the games. Yes, NFL Sunday ticket in the house, plus prime Thursday night. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm watching all of them for sure. Some I'll be in person, some I'll watch them with y'all. I would love to see Cam versus Shedeur in the Super Bowl. That would be they're in the same conference. They will only be able to play AFC Championship game. They fought hard this year. Yeah. I think Carson Schlesinger is definitely gonna win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I wonder if they get a Monday night or a Thursday night game. I think they will. Tommy gone. Yeah, I don't know. I think he out of there too. So why are they comparing how Shedeur did versus how DG? Tessa, because remember I said they don't want to have that honest conversation. They act like we the problem for comparing Shedeur going against how Dylan Gabriel did. They're like, nah, that's not the bar. You told me it was the bar all year. Now it's not the bar. So they moving the goalposts all over the place. DG got sacked 5 to 6 times in that first game against the Steelers. He did. Yeah, it's looking like I at least want to get to 4. If we get to 4, if I get to 4 games, I can still do post game, and then we can do watch parties for the rest of them. But 4 games, that wouldn't be a bad year for me. That would not be a bad year, not at all. I appreciate y'all. It was kind of a makeshift stream because I was nervous, so I didn't bring all my extra stuff that I normally run because I wasn't sure if my phone was going to be able to handle it. But my phone handled almost a 3-hour stream. I appreciate y'all adjusting the time because I didn't start at 10:30. We started at 11, but I think we had a really good stream. I appreciate all of y'all for being here. Let me shout out some people for their support today. Shout out to Marie. Shout out to C.A. Anderson. Shout out to Wet 11s. I appreciate y'all. Happy New Year to everybody. This going to be our year. We're going to put in that work. We're going to do what we got to do. Definitely tap into the Patreon. Also, Sunday, I'll be live 12:45. So tap in for the stream. 12:45 watch party. We're going to be watching for a win. We want to see Shedeur do well. Y'all enjoy the next couple of days. It's been real, everybody. Thank you. Till next time. Peace, everybody.